3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
See you later, Starlink. Oh, well, hello and welcome to AllShorts. Well, today I want to talk about cars, science, and, well, we'll tie the whole up into Brexit, you know. That's it. And that, you know, oh, I better just turn that off. Or at least turn the audio off. Stop. There you go. So, yes, cars, science, and Brexit. And yes, welcome to everybody who's joined us today on my live stream. And I'm kind of only about a minute late, I think. I don't know, yeah. Before I actually pressed the stream button. So that's unusual for me. And I scheduled it this time, so it looks like it worked. Oh, I'm so excited. God, and there's no alcohol involved at all, because I'm dry as a bone. Oh dear. I've got my coffee though. Got my coffee. Cheers, Geraldine. Yes, cars, science, and Brexit. So we'll get into it in a minute. First of all, we'll see who is here. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at this. I have been sort of watching the chat come up as well. Surprised how many people leave messages in the chat before we've even started. Surprised me. So who we got here? Oh my god. Oh dear. So we got Al Trasio. Was it Trello? Tratlo? And we've got Just Saying, Mad Monk, Lucy, hello Lucy, and Lee, hey buddy, P. Dallas, Jean Bolos, Chatty Rat. Oh. I think I smell a rat. Sorry. Couldn't resist. And who, Zebediah Thomas, Sparkfly, hello buddy, Glasgow, I hope you're well, mate. See, I scheduled it, bud. I managed to schedule it, and it worked. Isn't that good, eh? Can't be bad. Joe Marios, Jasper, hello, buddy. Who else we got? Who else? Oh, number 3. Hello, buddy. Hope you're well. Young Bolos, Tom Nelson, Jordy. Hello there. Veg Pie. Hello. Hope you have a nice evening. Yeah, it's been actually quite nice here today. The evenings are absolutely free. Just a second, I'll do one thing. I'm just going to turn this electric heat off. Because you've probably got a drone in the back, haven't you? I can't hear it because I've got these in. But, hello, Peter, Ramsley, Derek. How you doing there, mate? Oh, is that it? Oh, and Mike. And Mike. Oh, Mike Cal. Nice one. Anyway, should we get into it? I reckon we should. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to go back into my little box, which is over. Sorry, it's over there. All right.
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
We know already, don't we? He's a very honest man. Uncomfortable silence. Just in case you're wondering. Oh, okay. So. Oh, God. It's all been happening this week, hasn't it? It's all sorts. Well, I say it happens every week at the moment. Crikey. Anyway, I could go do the usual sort of stuff. You know what I mean? All the stuff that's been splashing around in the press and what have you at the moment. About Alexander Boris to Pfeffel Johnson, number 10 party gate, and obviously the worries in Ukraine. But I don't know, I thought I'd just do something different, really. Make it a bit more fun, I suppose. I'll try to anyway. Instead of actually doing what everybody else is doing, I thought, well, I don't know, get outside the box, even though I'm inside a box. Yeah. Anyway, I hope my new camera. I don't even notice. Look at me. Oh, not that one. Yeah, thanks for that. I hope the camera, from what you can see, is good because I've got a new camera. It's a webcam, but it's a special webcam. It's called a face cam. Yeah. So I hope it's sharp enough. It's one of the best ones on the market, so that's scary. Anyway, it is for me anyway. That was all special offer, so it's quite so bad. Anyway, let's get back into that. So what I want to talk about is
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
Why is that doing that? There's just too many buttons. There's too many buttons. But there you go. Cars, science, and Brexit. And it's live. I think I am. Just a pinch myself. Yes, I am. Anyway, how has Brexit affected the car industry? Obviously, I'm not covering every single thing because it's absolutely huge. So I just picked on the few points. Still over 2,000 words, mind. Drink. On both. And also doing about science as well, so we incorporate about the satellites and what have you. Yeah. What goes up must come down. Anyway, if we go back 20 odd years or so, God, they were the days. Can you remember them days? Dreamy. These days things fall off. Anyway. So if we go back 20 odd years, everyone was buying cars from Europe and importing them to the UK. Now, this worked out cheaper for UK customers as, you know, British car prices were expensive at the time. And you could grab a bargain priced car. I can even remember that. Now, many drivers, well, they overlooked the fact that it involved extra paperwork and the steering wheel's on the wrong side of the road. Well, it's on the wrong side of the car. In fact, actually, yeah, I think we drive on the wrong side of the road in the UK, don't we? I reckon so. Or is it everyone else? Leave in the chat. But it could be worse. We could all still be driving the Morris Marina or even an Ital. Can you remember the Ital? I've had the Morris Ital. It was awful, but it was cheap. Anyway, the car industry has changed post-Brexit. We've got obviously the cost of the used cars has gone up through the roof. Logistics, insurance, and blooming fuel. I don't know about you, but our fuel prices have gone through the roof. They really have. Maybe you could leave in the chat. What was your first ever car? And I'll tell you mine. It wasn't a car. No, it was a van. It was very handy considering the work I was doing. Trained electrician, what a van. So I bought an ex-GPO Morris Marina van. And it was absolutely brilliant. I loved that van. Absolutely loved it. I sprayed it pink. I put, because I was an electrician, you see, I had all these strobe lights because we used to do alarm systems. So they put all these strobes under the little 12 volt, you see, and they put them underneath. So they have these flashing light strobes underneath this bright pink. Sprayed it all bright pink. Purple wing mirrors and deep pan wheels. And I never got round to upgrading the brakes, but I should have done because I put a 2-litre V4 Corsair engine in it. But I should have upgraded brakes. Luckily, they were the bigger drum brakes. They were the larger ones. But anyway, should I get back to what I'm supposed to be doing? I think I should. So, yeah, Morris Marinas. Oh my God. Someone mentioned something about I was talking about the old Allegro earlier. My dad had one of them. Oh my God, it had a vinyl roof as well. Oh, it was horrid. He had a Montego as well. Because he's a Brexiter, you want to buy everything that's British. I made in Britain. Yeah.
Don't be a plonker all your life, Rodney.
Yeah. I mean, the cost of cars was, well, somewhat capped by the last minute roll over and get your belly tickled deal, which was negotiated between the UK and the EU. After much sabre rattling it was. Now, which meant that the dreaded WTO tariffs did not come into play. Well, not quite. Anyway, this would have raised the cost of the car buying by as much as 10%. You've probably heard that one before. Now, however, although car imports and parts are still duty-free, this now involves extra checks and, well, more paperwork and compliance. What about rules of origin? Not everything is made in the UK, no. They use bits and pieces from other places. Yeah. Anyway, this cost is obviously passed on to the customer. resulting in price increases of around 1 to 2% so far, going up. Anyway, this is what you ought to be doing. Yeah. I can't remember that far back, no. In fact, I don't think I was born even. I'm sure this wasn't 1970. No. If you wonder what that is, they used to, the gas-powered car, gas converter cars. And they used to use town gas, if I remember rightly. They probably filled them off from the old town lanterns, didn't they? They would plug them into the street lights to draw the gas. So it's a driving bomb. That's what it is. So yeah, fuel prices are also going through the roof. Aren't they just? Now, looming tensions in Ukraine are going to cause even more uncertainty and less food on the supermarket shelves. I did a video about that earlier today. I never realised how dependent the UK is on Ukraine post-Brexit. It's quite shocking, really. What we've done is we took all the eggs out of one basket within the EU member states. And so, okay, then, we're going to take all those eggs and we're going to put it in a different basket towards Ukraine. At the moment, it's a bit of a basket case. What's going on over there? Scary. That was a dangerous move. So, yeah, anyway. So, at the moment, well, here in France, I don't know how much your fuel is. I won't leave it in chat and let us know how much you're paying for a litre of fuel. But currently, petrol, which is ordinary unleaded, 95E or what they call it, I don't know. It's €1.72 at the moment, a litre. And that's in the supermarket. So that was a Leclerc. In San Juan. And diesel is currently €1.68. So that's obviously rocketed, absolutely rocketed. So I don't know what it's in the UK. It'd be interesting to know what it's in the UK. So yeah, but he promised us that he wouldn't. He said Brexit was a great idea. And what did he have? He had
We've got an oven-ready deal. Put it in the microwave.
It was lukewarm, raw. In fact, it's in a tin tray and he put it in the microwave and it exploded. That's what I reckon. Anyway, so no matter what the charlatans at number 10 tell you, the UK has yet to make similar deals with many other countries, meaning that the car imports from outside the EU are subject to WTO tariffs. Oh, okay. Well, the trading laws and have risen by as much as 10%, because that's what the tariff is. Now, this affects car manufacturers such as Hyundai, Tesla, so much for electric cars, and Kia, price themselves out the market they have. Until such an agreement is reached with other third countries. Okay, that could happen. It probably will at some point. Maybe. Maybe not the US, though. Evil laugh. Yeah, I need the evil laugh button, don't I? What, have I got anything that could be the evil laugh? I can have it, like, I do Jaws, you know? Yeah. That's coming to, come up to leaving the European Union. Right, anyway, I digress. So, so much of the car manufacturing industry in the UK, well, it's moved its production to Eastern Europe, hasn't it? Since it is its biggest market. And the EU has trade agreements with many third countries, including Japan. So some believe it's the next step. Well, it's going to be Africa, both for production and the growing consumer market. And Northern Africa is a likely contender, since we have a direct shipping routes with Morocco. Also, it's a very short ferry trip, isn't it, to get to, Spain or Gibraltar even. So, but talking about charlatans. Oh, it looks very nice. I do like. I have to admit, I confess, I've always liked four-wheel drives, but there again, I've always towed big trailers, so I had a reason to drive one. And also, like here, we've got a lot of land, so it's very useful to have four-wheel drive. I've only got a little X-Trail on this, and X-Trail on that, old one. But I used to have big old Nissan Patrols, big old four-litre ones. And thinking back, that was a bit stupid, really. But they were 7-seaters, so we get all the kids in. So it was quite handy like that. And that was the early days. We couldn't afford all the brand new people carriers and stuff like that you were getting at the time, because they were a relatively new idea. But the Oldest and Patrol's original one, what we had, that was awesome. That was a 4.2 litre straight six, and the thing about that machine was just that it had that extra little dicky seats in the back, which you put extra, put some seat belts in it, what have you, and that was fine. And then later on, we got a newer one, which was absolutely brilliant. Until you realise how much it's costing you in fuel. Oh my god! So that went, because I went to university at the time, did my photography degree. So anyway, I digress. I keep digressing. What do I keep digressing for? I do apologise. Stream's got to be even longer today then. Oh, anyway, what I talk about Charlton? What about this Brexit numpty? Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Oh, we've got to be in awe, have we? Okay, sir. Anyway, the traitor to his Brexit mantra. He did. Yeah, he's a traitor. Since he now... Oh, ow. Yeah, I know that twice now. Yeah, there you go. Since he now lives in a tax haven in Monaco. Monaco. I was Russian. I do apologize. Not Russian. Sorry, that's another story. I mean Rushing. Sorry. Anyway, well, he has built up an estimated 12.15 billion fortune from the petrochemicals company Ineos. Yeah, I think he appears to have done quite well out of it. Anyway, now this machine here, this replacement for the Land Rover Defender, because the original one they had to take off the market. I think it's to do with emissions actually. Why it got took off the market. Anyway, he sort of like copied the design and stuck some extra bits on it. Yeah, like molds, all over the body. Anyway, but yeah, he thought it was going to be built in Wales. That's what he said he was going to do during the Brexit campaign, and then he decided, oh no, I can make more money if I can have less friction on the border, non-tariff barriers and all that. So what he did is he set up his production between France and Germany. Well, anyway, this version of the original Land Rover Defender, the Ineos. Oh, I have to admit, it does look quite cool, but I hope they do an electric version, because that doesn't look very, environmentally friendly, does it? I'm not supposed to care about that. So anyway, so it's going to be built in a smart factory, a bit like the smart roads, in Hamburg. They'll all be crashed into each other in the, on the production line. So close to the French-German border. The deal will safeguard 1,300 jobs at the factory, because the factory was, it was in the regional factory. I think it was an old Mercedes factories or something. I can't remember, something like that. Anyway, the deal will safeguard 1,300 jobs. And my light has just gone out on this side. That's not very helpful. Why has it done that? Oh, that's not very good. Anyway, still looks alright. So yeah, it's going to safeguard 1,300 jobs at the factory, but dash the hopes for the automotive revival in South Wales. It's come back on again. Is it a poltergeist? Is it Amityville? No? Okay, it might be. So that's all very interesting stuff, I think. Anyway, I digress somewhat. Before I, get back on track regarding Morocco. Oh, my head's all this spin it is. It's all a spin. Let's see what you are all saying. I want to know what cars you've had in the past. What was your first car? Yeah, that's not very helpful. Anyway. The new Defender is goddamn awful. Good awful, he says. Glasgow. Let's scroll up here. Lee Corn, crikey. It's $1.99 on the auto route. Yeah, that's always going to be expensive on the auto route, isn't it? You talk about the main roads, aren't you? Glasgow Kiss saying that fuel on the M6 diesel was $1.69 per litre. It's cheaper. Well, not isn't. It's there, isn't it? Because obviously exchange rate. My dad had two-tone turquoise white. Oh, the Vauxhall Cresta, that was lovely. I love it. Is it the one with the curved rear window? The Vauxhall Cresta, I think it was, wasn't it? Did it have the fins? Fins and the funny lights on the back. Oh, crikey, that's a lovely old car. It was a bit of a rock box, though. It's got back on again. It's poltergeist, isn't it? It's got to be. Something spooky going on around here. Okay. Anyway. Minus the what doors? That's like another thing. I had a 2-door Escort stolen once. When the police found it later, it was mini. Oh, sorry, minus the doors. Now I got a bit of a story. I can. A little bit. Actually, it's not a confession because it wasn't me. But I have got a little bit of a story for actually talking about cars being stolen. Now, my dear wife Caroline, she's a sweet soul, but her brother's a total. Oh, sorry. You know what I mean. Anyway, one of them, he'd how can I say it? We went out one night in his car. Later I found out it wasn't his car, that was somebody else's car. Anyway, got out, him and another chap. The other chap was usually quite a nice chap actually, but he was a car thief. And he got out of the car, so he got one of the keys out of his pocket, waggled them about in the old Ford Capri, 3-litre Ford Capri. I was like, it's a 2.8 injection or 3-litre. I think it's a 3-litre. Anyway, waggled about in the in the door. Next thing you know, he's in it and driving off with it. It wasn't his car. Nothing like, being an accomplice sitting in the car next to that car without even know what's going on around you. What the hell is going on around me? I thought I was only little. I was quite young then. Yeah. It does open your eyes, I'll tell you what that. And then shortly after, I hitched up with his sister. So, yeah, then we've been together ever since, me and Caroline. And 2 weeks later, basically I went home with Caroline, and I never went home again. I never went back to my mum and dad's again after that, you see. Well, obviously went wrong. It was like 33, 34 years. Anyway, we've been together a long, long time. Yeah. We've got loads of kids. Grandchildren. Loads of them too. But anyway, yeah, he turned up about 2 weeks later. Caroline's brother, and with another Ford Capri. And because we had quite a big garden, Caroline had a big garden, and he drove straight to the back of the garden, and there he was, with a couple of other chaps, with a handbrush, and a tin of grey paint, and a had brush paint in the car all over it. And he was wearing a nice new leather jacket and stuff like that. And hang on, you didn't have that earlier. I was out of the blooming car. Crikey, so I told him, no, you got to get rid of that. Makes you accomplice, doesn't it? It's Caroline and accomplice as well. So yeah, we can't be like, then cut and shut and what have you, and in the back garden. No. It's so obvious. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, my second car, I love the old minis. Oh, and then the problem with the old mini is, you load up with your shopping, and you've just been super, you load up with your shopping, in a little boot at the back, and try and start, oh god, the battery's flat. Oh, so what you're going to do, we're going to jump start the car. So get your jump leads out, and something comes along and help you out, what have you. And you think, where's the battery? And it just clicks. The battery's under all your shopping, under the floor, in the boot. Not the best place. No. So that's a bit sick. They're a good little car though. I did like the old bit, the Mini. The new ones, the old BMW ones, they're a bit just like, I don't know. It's not a nice car, but they just don't have the soul, do they, the old Mini? So. I used to like the film Italian Job until I realised he was a Brexiter. The one with the woodline giraffe. What one with the woodlining? Oh, Pontiac. Oh, ginger giraffes. As a teenager, when living with my father, I drove an old family car, a 1968 Pontiac Catalina. Oh my God, all station wagon. You don't have all like the old Morris Marina Travellers with all the wood down the side and the wood panelling. That's horizontal panelling on that, wasn't it? Or was that an optional extra or something like that? Oh dear. Joa says, plus I can afford a ferry. A ferry or a Ferrari? A ferry. I started driving late, didn't need a car in the city. Yeah, my son was like that as well. He'd let us go away, my eldest. He didn't do his driving licence until a bit later as well. Well, actually, my youngest son, Stefan, he's in his late 20s, and he hasn't done his driving license. Yeah, either. Nor's my daughter. It's so expensive now as well, isn't it? Oh no, Lee, you didn't. No, you didn't have a Montego, did you? Oh dear. Was it a Countryman estate? A green one, like an olive green Countryman estate. Not olive green, were they? They were like British Racing Greens, or dark green. Yeah, my dad had one of them as well, actually. The fuel pump keep going on it. To be fair, he did have that long while, to be fair, that car. My first car was the Volkswagen Beetle. Oh, now I'm jealous. Only lasted 8 months before it was. Yeah, there were the floor pan in the old Beetles, because they're quite an interesting construction. Because the floor pan is all part of the chassis and everything. It's like monocoque. The whole thing is like, yeah, you unbolt the body from the chassis. That's pretty cool. Oh, the old Golf 1.6. Oh, they're a nice sort of car. And crikey, my ex-sister-in-law had a Volkswagen, sister-in-law's brother, a big guy, really, like one of the, what great. It sounded like something being, working for the Greys or something. Anyway, in a little Golf, massive guy, this tiny little Golf, I think that was only about 1.6. His dad bought it for him, and he's driving this thing, and the actual steel on the bulkhead, where the throttle cable went through the bulkhead and attached to the bulkhead. He put his foot down, and then was it on the clutch or something? No, it was on the throttle. He put his throttle down. Obviously, the throttle cable maybe got stuck or something. I don't know. Anyway, it literally tore the sheet steel on the bulkhead. Which is basically the metal bit in front of you where your legs are, and it ripped it all out. It just literally tore it. I had to weld it all up for him. Oh, they were the days. Honda Swindon. Oh God. Yeah, they did. They shut down last year, didn't they? And they've moved. They've gone back to Japan, haven't they? Because they got, since the EU got a deal with Japan, there's no need for them to be in the UK. They had car dealerships in Calais that would sell you right-hand drive cars. That's very true. They did. That's the only problem with my car. I want to change my car. I just can't afford to do it at the moment anyway. And it's still right-hand drive because I had a long while, and it's we really need to get a left-hand drive. But Canberra's left-hand drive. I suppose I could sell that and get a car, but I don't want to. So, thank you, Jumbo Lost. Yeah, your camera is excellent. Maybe it's my new tablet. It could be. Maybe someone else could confirm the camera's excellent. Maybe. So, hey, Veg Pie, cheers. The camera looks excellent. Oh, that's always been done. Thank you. Joe Smith, 26 now. Oh, crikey. Getting old. Yeah. We've got 85 viewers. Very good. Thank you. And don't forget to click like. I'm keeping very well, NH. Yes. I'm fine. I feel quite good today. I feel a bit less stressed today. You might notice I'm a bit nutty, but I feel a little bit less stressed. Because I usually get really stressed before doing these streams, but I scheduled it as per Glasgow Kisses advice. Cheers, Glasgow. So I followed that link and watched that, and I watched a couple of others as well. Make sure, because I was getting a bit confused. Yeah, because you have to do it on 2 separate platforms. You have to do it on the streaming software, which is on at the moment, but also you've got to do it on YouTube as well to get your key. It's like a password. Anyway, I sussed it. So anyway, where are we? Pig farmers go bankrupt seems to be out of place. How do you mean that? Pig farmers go bankrupt. Well, I actually know of a pig farmer who is going to make it in Norfolk. I say he's going bankrupt. He says he can't. He's basically shutting up shop. He hasn't got receivers in, but he knows he can't go take it any further now. He's screwed. He's one of the ones actually that is in North Norfolk, and he's one of the ones who can't actually. Well, he can't shift his pigs. They're stuck. So anyway, I will ask him actually what his opinion is. I could maybe do. Try to interview him maybe. That'd be quite fun. Roan Point was gas, I remember. Okay, the first car was a Datsun 1400 panel wagon. Oh my god. Crikey. Sid James laugh for Shorten for. Oh yeah, I love Sid James. He's long gone now. Long gone. Can't be back. Oh, what's happened there? I got a super chat. Oh, thank you very much. Who was that? Veg Pie. Oh, cheers, Veg Pie. Hey. Very kind. Anyway, should we get back into what I'm supposed to be doing? And now, you know what I should have done? I should have gone back to that, shouldn't I? While I was doing this. Chatting away. Silly on me, sorry. Oh,
The Prime
go
Minister
away.
tells the truth.
Not you. Oh, I've got them there twice, that's why. I think I've sussed it now. No, he doesn't. Just to confirm that. That's not my belief. Yeah. Okay. So let's, yeah. Get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah. So anyway, so Morocco is an emerging automated manufacturing hub. That's multinational vehicle manufacturers are also setting up production plants in Angola and Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Zambia, Nigeria, and Rwanda. Rwanda. So did you know, just point of interest, that on average, Africa has 44 vehicles per 1,000 people. Good luck selling them insurance policies. Oh, cheers, Glasgow. Cheers, buddy. Got another super chat. Please look at that. Solidarity with Veg. Oh, Veg Pie. And, you know, that's compared to the global average of around 180. Obviously, if you just look, yeah, countries like the UK and what have you, and obviously in the EU, that'd be a lot higher. But on average, it's 180 per 1,000 people. But in the United States, they've got 800 cars per 1,000 people in the United States. That's shocking. That is shocking. Oh dear. It's probably because a lot of people got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 cars and 1 license. Okay. Anyway, so this is the factory in Tangier. This is the Renault and Peugeot plant, which is in around Tangier, and because they have, well, super favourable deals on land, infrastructure, customs facilitation to invest in Morocco, a country that has a very short ferry ride from Europe or to Europe. And labour is, well, it's cheap. Almost bought Bolivar Rice job in it. It's just, yeah, very, very cheap. No. Well, okay, money does talk, but environmental talks are fast. They worry about all this stuff, don't they? And you got constantly pushing more non-renewable vehicles, and yet we're supposed to be going net zero by 2050. Ain't gonna happen anyway. That's not gonna happen. We're doomed. We're all doomed. Oh, okay. But what about used cars? Dodgy used car salesmen. Yeah. Well, what about dodgy used car salesmen? What about
like you'll go person,
yeah,
woman, man, camera, TV.
Oh, there could be worse.
Kipper.
Yeah. So, anyway, the used car market has flourished post-Brexit. Yes, it's kind of a Brexit benefit, or sort of. The fall in demand for new cars has led to an increase in second-hand car sales. For example, quality dealerships such as Car World, which are renowned for selling used cars, in Peterborough and, well, the Midlands, have seen an increase in interest from customers who might have previously been looking for a new car. Now, it certainly makes good economic sense to buy a second-hand car at the moment, as if you buy in the UK, you won't have the price of import duties added to the cost of your car. But as with any supply and demand scenario, it always pushes up the price. Yes, second-hand may not be so lucrative after all. No. Okay. Oh. All bits. Too many bits. Yes. Cars are made of hundreds and probably thousands of parts. Anyway, savvy shoppers are also considering the cost of spare parts for their cars and making sure that they are manufactured in the UK or the EU under the, so they comply under the TCA so they don't get any tariffs, thus saving themselves the cost of a WTO tariff here too. Now, it's complicated though, since many parts are made in third countries. Oh, rules of origin apply, I would say. Anyway, luckily, the Welsh government, not Boris Johnson's cabal, no. They bought a car parts plant in mid-Wales. And, they're going to lease it to a new manufacturer in a deal that saves over 100 jobs at the plant. Now, this is chalk and cheese. Mark Drakeford and Alexander Boris Steffel Johnson. I like Mark Drakeford, I'll just make that clear. I think he's a good guy and he seems an honest guy. He seems to care about the people that he's supposed to take care of. So that makes a change, doesn't it? Unlike Alexander Boris Steffel Johnson, that charlatan. Anyway, Alexander Boris Steffel Johnson of Partygate. Well, Wales' decision was because Stanco Limited was planning to close the plant. I actually did a video on this a while back. But now the Welsh government has stepped up. Yeah? Or they stepped in and they purchased the property with automotive parts manufacturer Merrill Group Limited to take over the plant. A sensible and quite frankly pragmatic public purchase. Is that, put it back in the public sector maybe? Or a joint venture. Anyway, it secures 102 jobs with potential expansion opportunities at the site. Like I say, you won't see this. You won't see the charlatans at number 10 making a similar acquisition. No? Well, I suppose unless it favours them personally. Oh. Is this where we're heading? Are we heading? Oh, no? Do you think? Mad Max, maybe? An apocalypse. Anyway. Fuel in recent weeks, it's seen we've seen a rise in fuel prices since last spring. And it has been particularly, caused by Brexit. The fathers and sons, they fought on a forecourt over petrol. Not quite Mad Max, though. Well, the availability of distribution drivers has shrunk as the extra cost and hassle of importing makes the UK less lucrative as a market for distribution. Now, this coupled with the return home of many migrant workers. When I say return home, they've gone back to the EU. And the salaries now on offer in their native countries, post-lockdowns, means that there is a shortage of delivery drivers in the UK. Logistics are, they're kind of buggered. Well, the laws of economics mean that there is a shortage. Prices will rise, causing fuel to become even more expensive for the UK than it is already. Now, Brexit has affected the way most industries work, and will continue to do so. Definitely, end of the day, I suppose. Yeah.
Welcome to the Brexit, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Mr. Dutchman. Have a ham sandwich on me. Anyway, Brexit has affected the way that most industries work, and will continue to do so till we get used to the rules. Teething troubles and all that. This is Brexit, sir. So, yeah. So the second-hand car market that's going through the roof. I should have noted them down, but I was actually looking at. Talking about minis, actually, the new mini. There was a mini Clubman I was looking at. Not to buy, I was just curious what the prices were, and they were, God, crikey, they weren't worth that. But again, saying that, second-hand car prices in France are high. People tend to hold on to their cars. One of the reasons that it's not obvious. You look at like a French number plate, for instance. If you're talking about kudos and keeping up with the parents as Madame Bouquet or Madame Bucket or whatever it is, and In France, number plate doesn't show the, well, I don't think it does. I can't. It's not obvious anyway, not to me. The year of purchase. How old your car is. So that kudos, unless you know the model, is out the window. So it's kind of like less appeal to buying a new car. Plus, whenever you buy a new car, you get hit with tax. There's no road tax, but you have like a purchase tax every time you buy a new car and register it and matriculation. And it's your great car, basically. Part grey. And you basically register the vehicle and you have to pay a fee. If it's over 10 years old, it's halved, generally. But let's say, for instance, if I remember right, my old van, my transit van, which was over 10 years when I brought it over, it was about 240 it was, 240 euros for the registration fee. But there's no road tax, no road fund license or anything like that here in France. So we didn't have to pay any more, that was it. But people tend to hold on to their vehicles longer because because obviously every time you change a vehicle, you got to pay a fee. And if you've got a newer car that is gas guzzle or something, you could be paying quite a lot of money. If it's on four-wheel drive or something, you pay a lot of money. If it's obviously an electric car, it's like a forced jaw something. It's like, for instance, if you get an eco car, the government will pay you money. It goes the other way. If you buy yourself a Tesla or something like that, maybe they'll give you more money. But I don't know if you've seen them in France. They have these little tiny cars. Yeah, you don't need license for pas permis, and it's you don't have to have a driving license. And these little things. So if you think of a bubble car, they're a bit like that, with like a little Piaggio type engine in. They're a bit like a tuk-tuk. Oh, tuk-tuk. So tuk-tuk. Anyway, a little tiny little engine in, and they're little diesel, little single or two-cylinder diesels. I think they might be single. Anyway, sound like a lawnmower going down the road. You can't take them onto the motorways, obviously. Because they do about 30, 40, well, I don't know, about 50, 60 kilometres. Oh, they're awful things. And they're all fiberglass, and you always see them, they're like the fiberglass starts cracking and what have you. And, oh, dear me. Yeah. Anyway, they're quite expensive as well, actually. Micro cars. The little micro car. Axiom make one as well. So think of like a plastic, like a Robin Reliant, think of one of them with a even tinier engine, but with four wheels. They do sporty versions of them as well, but they don't go any quicker. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Anyway, second-hand car price. But then again, saying that, if you just lost your driving license, maybe you're an alcoholic, get yourself back on the road again. Get yourself one of those. Anyway, the second-hand car price inflation is hitting, the purse. Now, the main cause of inflation is not just the short supply of used cars, but also the increasing repair costs. COVID and Brexit have come together to increase, part costs and delays. Parts as little bits in the new parts supply chain. Now, this combined with the lack of skilled mechanics and professionals, because we're told you to off back to the EU. Stupid people. Not them, no. Those who put the cross in the wrong box. They're just a bunch of... There you go. If there's anyone I don't like particularly in this world, because I love everybody, apart from Brexiters. Sorry. So anyway. This combined with a lack of skilled mechanics and professionals has hugely impacted body shop productivity and increased the claims life cycle. Oh, what does that mean? Talk about insurance. When people make insurance claims on their vehicles because they had an accident, it's taken too long to actually get the vehicle. The cars are just sitting there in forecourts, not forecourts, but in the garages, car parking areas, waiting to have bits. They can't get the parts. So yet again, the repatriation of hard-working EU professionals has added to the labour crisis. For several years now, the increased costs of vehicle parts has been influencing the burden of accident damage claims, pushing up the cost of insurance. Oh. Now this increase has now reached an unprecedented rate. Now, vehicles are now more software than hardware and full of components which make the repair process even more complex and more expensive. Do you know what? I'm starting to miss my old Morris Marina van. I am. It was like that, it was. It was so lovely. That was. Oh dear. And it had torsion bar suspension. Now, I'll tell you what, I'll get something right, but yeah. I remember the little Renault Clio. They said it's got torsion bar suspension. They made it, oh, it's a new thing. It's not. The Morris Marina had torsion bar suspension. And from the basic, from the suspension, right, the bar, like a big long bar that twisted. That was your suspension. And then there was hydraulic shock absorbers too, one on each side, on the front. And the back was a sleeve spring. It's like a farm car it was. A couple of little, shock absorbers on it. One on each side. But that was a great little van, and it had a crank start. Because I couldn't afford to do battery for it. Even then batteries were expensive. And I was, the battery it was dead. So it was using a crank handle. But the start, just one little, just get tension on the old crank handle. And it's away straight away. Once you get it on the old starter motor, you've got to turn it over a dozen times before it starts. It's just, I don't know why that is. Anyway, I like the old Morris Marina. A great old thing. But apart from that, I sprayed my pink, like I said. It was, that's sort of a mid-pink colour, and had purple wing mirrors and wheels and stuff. It was funny. It really was funny. Colonel Bogey horns. Whatever I could find, I used to shove on it. But yeah, that was great old van. Anyway, I digress. In addition, due to the various technologies found in vehicles, very few parts are held by body shops, and cars just sit there in garages waiting patiently for that next delivery. But supply chains are broken since they are reliant on smooth operations. No, not that kind of smooth operation. No, that's definitely, I definitely haven't got that one. No. Anyway, it's often involving several different countries. What about just-in-time deliveries? Anyway, import issues caused by Brexit, freight driver shortages, and restrictions implemented due to the pandemic. But the government tells us that the pandemic is over, even though the WHO urges caution and tells us that the Omicron has a different origin to Delta. So the variants are not necessarily going to be weaker. No. I digressed there, didn't I, somewhat? I think I did. Anyway, there we have electric cars. Now I'm going to do another stream on electric cars, I think, or at least I'm going to do a stream, I think, on electric cars and infrastructure, because I think it's a biggie. I don't think people understand how much power it takes to charge an electric car all at once. A lot of juice. And you can't get a lot of power through a little cable. No, you can't. So, you can imagine if we all got electric cars. Can you imagine what the infrastructure for the national grid would have to be? All these like heavy copper rails running down the roads. Or maybe not. What they'll probably do, they'll probably have to increase the voltage on the and change all the transformers to reduce them back down again. I don't know. It's just that's a long way off anyway. But a lot of the basic charger, they're about 7 to 10 kilowatts, running all night in some cases. But for a basic charge. But if you want like the fast chargers, well, they're even more powerful. So anyway, before I get into the next section, sort of about halfway through my text, I think there's more text on the car side, but I'll get into the sciences. Science, because it's quite a bit happening recently regarding science. I can't do everything obviously because it's like there's a lot been happening regarding science. But before I do that, I want to have a look to see the chat. Oh, blimey. Well, we're 49 minutes in. Right. Glasgow here says there are no positive reasons for Brexit. Really? What about all the rich people getting richer? Don't you want them to? No. That's sarcasm, by the way. around here, we just drive to Germany and bring back second-hand cars. I don't know if you've done it before, but in the UK, they don't do it anymore. We used to, I didn't do it, but a friend of mine used to go over to, I think it was Japan, and bring cars back from Japan or something like that. There used to be like souped-up four-wheel drive jobbies, you know, with all the extra trims on and stuff. But they used to be cheap. Oh, what were they? What cars were they again? I think they were the Mitsubishis, like Mitsubishi Shoguns. They're called something. I think they're called Pajeros or something. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, so let's go back up. I'm scrolling up. We have a troll. Okay. Who's the troll? I'll tell you, I did see a a bot comment. You know, it's quite hard. You can't read it. It's very difficult to read them all. I found the positive side of Brexit. Comedians have an unlimited topic, and the whole world has a lot of laughter. Yes, they do. Pig Farms is showing in the footer. Oh, cool. Expensive pie. Here, that's 48. Oh, is that right, Derek? Is that how long we got to wait now? 48 years, 321 days, according to, well,
the overwhelming opportunity for Brexit is over the next 50 years.
Sounded a bit distorted, that one, didn't I? I better redo that one. That was very appropriate. Well done, Derek. And there's plumbers in South London called SIDs. They got a little metal bath over the entrance with a picture of Sid James smoking a pipe on Sansland. Very good. Oh, I got to love the old Carry On films, didn't you? Most expensive thing I drove had 2 wings. He did 1,200 mile per. Okay, that's obviously a jet. Not quite twice the same, Barry. It was a Sepcat Jaguar that could land on a potato field. Half French, half British. Oh, the jet is half French, half British. Oh, I get you. And what else I got? Gary says stack of ribs. Oh, stack of ribs. You realise more land is taken up with golf courses than housing in the UK. You got blamed for that, don't you?
And tremendously wet.
Yeah, him. He does like his golf courses. Anything in Scotland don't like him building them. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Regarding housing, it's just crazy, isn't it? Really, you got all that land, and you can't build all of it, and you shouldn't either. What we need to do, we all need to live in little capsules, like a Jackson or something. You know, we can stack them all up somewhere. Or we could share our time on the planet. We could be cryogenically frozen. And we all get a little ticket. You know, when we first go into a little cryo chamber, we get a little ticket off one of the little machines like you get from the deli. When your time's up, you get out and you can, you know, go out, fornicate and stuff, and you get put back in your cryo chamber. Sounds like a plan to me. That'll solve it. Get fed liquid McDonald's. Alright, so Derek R says, a better availability of cars here in Luxembourg. Isn't your fuel really cheap in Luxembourg? Maybe don't tell us, because I thought it's really cheap in Luxembourg. We hear that the manufacturers are not making right-hand drive if they have any shortages. Oh, that's going to be a shortage of cars in the UK, isn't it? And why would you? It's the wrong side of the road. Unless you're driving backwards. So, London says... Oh, there's a reply, sorry. Funny thing is that the real Mad Max will be on bikes and horseback. Yes, because there'll be no fuel. Or cars. Abnorm Abner says, I'd be interested to know what indigenous people are. What indigenous people are? You mean descendants of German mercenaries? Yeah, how about the Romans as well? Or Italian. I've got Indian blood in me. My mother was half Indian. Not red Indian, though, before someone says something silly. No. My mum came over on the boat in the 60s. Modern cars are like modern fridges and house boilers. When they go wrong, they don't stop going wrong. No. It's like repairing a rusty motor car. You're just like chasing it. You're chasing the rust. You know, you fixed it. And if, you know, maybe a year down the line, you're fixing it again. And then again. Until finally, it's just made out of P38 polyester filler. No, it's not great. We used to do, talking about filler on cars. You know, the old polyester filler, which is, you know, mix a bit of hardener with it, and you put it in your hole, maybe, and you sand it off and make it all smooth and lovely with primer, and put your top coat on. Well, what I used to do when I was Morris Marina, because I didn't like that stuff, I used to use lead. Use lead filling. It's a bit of an art, but it works so well because it's not porous. You see, the problem with polyester fillers, when you walk it into it, it soaks up like a sponge. Silly. Hey, extra time, hooray! The man in a hat. I've always got a hat. I'm always wearing a hat. I am. I'm not bald, just in case you're wondering. I'm not quite there yet. I ain't got a bald patch either. So there is hair. The thing is, I just clip it all off because I'm in a dusty environment in the workshop, and if I had loads of hair, I just constantly be dusting it every time it falls in your eyes. It's horrible. So one day I thought I had enough of this, and I just got the old clippers and just cut it all off. Joys of being a woodworker. Anyway, Gary Gardner's stack of ribs, how 12-year-old Tory rule helped social cohesion. Oh, the 2CV with its free wheel nuts. Yes, the 2CV, which is a little Citroen, like the little Citroen Diane, with the canvas roof that rolled right back. Funny little thing that is. Actually, it's actually quite good in the mud. Because the wheels are so skinny, I think like 145s, so they're really skinny little tyres. And they just go straight to the bottom of the mud. And because the car's got quite a lot of clearance, you just drive straight through the mud with it. It's quite a cool little car. They've got free wheel nuts, and the gear stick comes out the dashboard. A bit like the... I think it's the same on that one, actually. Did that on the dashboard on the Citroen? Well, I know that the Renault 4 did. Yeah. I've had Panda. I've had two Pandas. I had the four-wheel drive one and an ordinary Panda. And they were really cheap cars I had. I bought them second hand, just little buzzbouts. They're actually quite cool cars. They're actually quite good fun. Glasgow says there's no... I've done that one already, haven't I? Said that already. Lucy Witt says, I prefer immigrant customers to British ones at work. To be honest, they are friendly and more humble. I think that's the word. You got that, humble. We need to be more humble. I never have a customer with the right attitude. I do find it really embarrassing, to be honest. It's not everybody. We can't label everybody like that. But it's not. No, we're not all that. I hope not. I hope I'm not like that. Maybe someone should tell me. Stephen Tarr says, I don't have one, but I took a ride in a crazy communist tour in Krakow that has a tour based around him. Hang on, let's get confused now. What didn't you have? Oh, okay, so Lee Corn says 2-cylinder quadricycles. You're obviously referring to the Citroen. Yeah, the little Citroen Diane. Yeah, funny little things they are. What's it? Was it the bubble car that had the recoil start coming out of the dashboard? And then there's the Messerschmitt as well. That's another bubble car type, wasn't it? The old Messerschmitt. Obviously before my time. Oh, that's a suggestion you say that, Heavy Diesel. Well, trunnions used to seize up on my dad's Moggy Miner because he never put a grease nipple in the side of the trunnion. The trunnion's basically where you got there's a metal bit like that, over a bit like that, and that's how you steer your wheel. So, you know, there's no wishbones. You know, just yeah. And the trunnions used to seize up because there was no grease nipple in it, and they're just like a soft bronze bearing or something, like a sheath. They weren't very expensive, but they're a nightmare to get off sometimes because they're like a screw inside. So yeah. Anyway, Gary Gardner's stack of ribs appeared as I couldn't give less of that about Brexit. I will remain. We can stay in the UK for all. Huh? Gary Gardner's stack of ribs. We can stay in the EU for all I care. Okay. Worrying about needing 85%. Right. Oh God, better. Oh, is he the troll? Gary Gardner, are you the troll? Oh. Let's see what. Oh, I better have a look. So why do you moan about needing 85% by Britons in the UK and more than 50% immigrants, although they do the tough? Yeah. Now, my building firm in the UK, we used to hire builders from the EU, off mainly actually at the time it was mainly Polish. I think I remember right. I think it had Romanian as well. It's a long while ago. Crikey, taught about dedicated to the job. Really good work ethic. So yeah. Mister, stick your flag with stars. Oh, I take it. Oh, that must be him. Stick your flag. Okay. I don't think. I think I might not allow that one. That's gone. Bye bye. Oh God, I've got another one. Yeah, he's gone. Oh, thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Do you know, I'm doing it again, aren't I?
We
4, 3.
have a long established and active.
It's all broken. I keep forgetting to change it back though. Oh dear, never mind. Anyway, I'll get to an end here now and we'll get back to the next bit. That's science and stuff. Brexit did not decrease migration. That's part of it. Brexit did not decrease migration from Africa or Asia. It decreased migration from Europe. So much for that. And that's right. And there was, I don't know if you saw it, but there was some, refugees who were trying to get into the UK, and they said it's easier now than it was before Brexit. I can't imagine it'd be easy at the moment. We'd be flipping freeze to get caught in that water. Blimey. Right, so, okay, I think it's time to go back into the box.
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
What have I done? That was not on purpose. I do apologise. Tell you when he did tell the truth. I'll tell you when he did.
I've got a brilliant new strategy, which is to
This
make
is when he
so
told the
many
truth.
gaffes that nobody knows which one to concentrate on.
So they cease to be newsworthy.
They cease to be newsworthy. You completely outgeneral the media in that way, and they despair.
Yeah, he told the truth then, didn't he? And let's go back into...
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
Why is it doing that? Oh, hello, Bear. Here's my Sebastian down here. You'll say hello, Sebastian. Oh, do you want to say? Oh, do you see his tail? That's one dog. Now he's off again. Okay. If I press. Dragon.
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
Yeah, we had the grandchildren today, last night, and my their wife Caroline, she's a bit tired. She's running around after children. Yeah. So, right, after my mishaps there, I want to get into this. Only signs, but lots been going on recently, hasn't it? Quite some big developments and some tragic stuff as well. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. So yeah, satellites. Well, I did a video about Galileo the other. I thought I'd done videos about them before, but it's more of a reminder video really. But anyway, the UK's answer to the Europe's Galileo project, and America's GPS was buying unsuitable satellites from a bankrupt or virtually bankrupt company. It was in liquidation at the time. Not liquidation, it was in the receiver's hands. So I suppose they're just seeing what they can do with it. And a bid come along from the UK, apparently, yeah, and a few others. And they managed to save OneWeb. Anyway, the constellation of satellites was, but it wasn't even designed to be used as a positioning system. No. It's like trying to build a hybrid of a Formula One racing car and a dump truck, hammering a square peg into a round hole 1,200 kilometres above the Earth. That's kind of what I said in my last video. Anyway, the UK bunged $500 million, pounds sterling, to take a part share in OneWeb. Now, the bankrupt satellite, well, virtually bankrupt, it's not actually bankrupt, it was virtually on the, it's gone into receiver's hands. I thought, just administration. Can't remember now. Anyway, it's not important. Anyway, OneWeb is normally headquartered in London, but its assets, all its assets and business interests, all managed, are in the actual US. Yeah, and they just handed over $500 million, well, 400 million actually, of cash. But that's in more since. There's been more money been ploughed into it since. Anyway, originally the plan was to acquire 20% share, but the Conservative government is being remarkably coy about the actual percentage that the 400 million of taxpayers' money actually secured, saying only that it will be a significant equity share. That's what they normally say, that sort of stuff, don't they? So, my question is, will it be 0.01% over the next 15 years? Maybe. They've got presidents, haven't they? Australian trade deal. So, yeah. I do find science stuff quite fascinating now. I used to have an observatory in the UK. So, we used to love it. Apart from our skies were terrible where we were in Saturdays. Too much ambient light from Norwich. Anyway, the news of the proposed purchase first broke. This was a while ago now. And space scientists expressed incredulity, calling it nonsensical. Now, the fundamental starting point is that we have bought the wrong satellites. Oh, okay. So, have I got a Wally now? I've got a Wally now. Wally, come on, Wally. Well, you're sitting there, are you? I can't grab you all the way down there. No. I'll grab him in a minute. Sit in front of the fire. Anyway, having Brexited, or Brexitarded, the UK has been, well, included out of the European Union's Galileo sat-nav system, on which the hard-pressed British taxpayer has already spent 1.2 billion on. I think it was about £9 or £10 billion project, euro project. Well, there needs something to take its place. So, in a desperate call, and Dominic Cummings' science fetish, the bid of 400 million and more is promised of taxpayers' money. Well, they've handed it over already, actually. apparently. Anyway, a great saving considering building a UK's very own independent satellite navigation system to rival the US, GPS or Galileo global positioning systems. Well, that's going to cost the UK around $5 billion. And you know what these things are like? They always end up being like twice as much as what they say. So it's a bargain. Or was it? No. No, I don't think it was. Now Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson's not only very keen to demonstrate Britain's technological prowess, but also that we can do it on the cheap. But did I say already, well, we bought the wrong satellites from Best Buy, or was it QD? So yeah, OneWeb, the little boxes with couple of paddles. I don't look like a lot to it. I'm sure there's a lot going on in there. I've got solar panels in my garden. I could borrow them. Anyway, they're quite small, these things as well. They can't carry the payload as expected for the GPS systems anyway. Anyway, what's happened is that the very talented lobbyists at OneWeb have convinced, lobbyists, Owen Patterson, have convinced the government we can completely redesign some of the satellites to piggyback a navigation payload on it. It's bolting on an unproven technology to a mega constellation. It's not just 1 or 2 satellites. We're talking about potentially thousands of satellites. They're talking about 100,000 satellites, or 100,000 or 10,000. There's a lot of satellites they're talking about having up there. They're going to be bumping into each other. They won't. So crikey, we're dodging them. Anyway, so it's just not going to work. Oh, OneWeb launching a satellite. Okay. Anyway, so OneWeb is working on basically the same idea as Elon Musk's Starlink. Yeah, that's quite fascinating. I'll tell you what. Let's have a look. Well,
5, 4, 3.
This is Starlink
2,
launching.
1.
I know I showed it right at the
0.
beginning.
Ignition.
I'll make an intro. I wonder how much fuel you can spend in the atmosphere. It's just global warming, isn't it? I can almost feel the sea levels rising as it launches. Are you done yet? No? Okay. Yes, you are. Enough of that. Anyway, go back in.
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
Why is it doing that? That's so annoying. Oh dear. I'll delete it. So anyway, OneWeb is working on basically the same idea as Elon Musk's Starlink. So make a constellation of satellites in a low Earth orbit. Yeah. There's a fundamental problem with this, which are used to connect people on the ground to the internet. Yes, it's an internet system for rural areas, etc. Places where they haven't got internet. Be good in countries like Africa and places like that where they don't have the infrastructure. But not GPS. Why was that? Because we bought the wrong satellites. In other words, we have been sold a bevy of orbiting pups. Yes. Sort of like 48,000 Dalmatians in space. Oh. This is Elon Musk's. Yeah. So he can launch multiple satellites at a time. Blimey. Very clever stuff, you can't deny it. Anyway. Or should I say lost in space since Elon Musk's Starlink launched a batch of pocket satellites into the geomagnetic storm. And it knocked up to 40 of them out of orbit. Oh, bugger. A spectacular show, though, of satellites burning up in the skies over the Puerto Rico, which I've got here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that lovely? Oh, blimey. There it goes. What can you say? Oh, I haven't worked out how much does that cost. wonder if Elon Musk actually cried as he watched him re-enter. There again, he's got so much money, he probably don't care. I do apologise if something happens when I get rid of that one. Okay, go into that one and go.
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
There's a bug in the system. But there is. Anyway, so yeah, it's all burnt up over Puerto Rico. That was almost, quite quick. Yeah, not shortly after it was launched into orbit. Now, the reality is that, for good reason, positioning system satellites are in medium Earth orbit, as about 20,000 kilometres above the ground. Now, Russia's GLONASS constellation orbits at 19,100 kilometres, and the EU's Galileo is 23,220 kilometres, while OneWeb's partial constellations placed in low orbit at 1,200 kilometres, like Starlink, and they fell out of the sky. Anyway, OneWeb constellation was built to be an orbital broadband access platform to provide internet access across both rural and urban geographies, lacking the fixed line of effective mobile infrastructure required to expand a connected society. Like I say, places like Africa, India, I think India's actually also invested in OneWeb as well, along with the UK. Now, OneWeb has never meant to be a sat-nav positioning system, and it'll be very difficult to adapt to. Meanwhile, OneWeb's faces a direct competition from Elon Musk's Starlink. It's a bit like VHS and Betamax. No? Okay. Or you can say that what's the other one? It's DVD and the other one. Can't remember what it was now. Anyway. There's always a rival, isn't there? Anyway. We're going to watch OneWeb's performance play out anyway to its final flaming curtain. But for those of you who remember the story of Britain's TSR-2 supersonic bomber project in the 1960s, well, it was a classic. That was. I think they've actually got one down still at Duxford Air Memorial Museum. I think maybe someone can correct me if I got that wrong. Anyway, it's a classic example, expensive example, of the development of a leading-edge aeronautical technology, which was at first subverted and then destroyed by political infighting and expectancy, cost overruns, technical problems, and astonishing ineptitude. Now, the TSR-2 took to the air with engines that were known to be likely to explode. A bit like Elon Musk's satellites, the Starlink. And a weird tricycle undercarriage that wouldn't retract properly, and made every landing a life and death gamble. Unusual wing fuel tanks, air brakes that only worked some of the time, and no automatic flight controls, or even fuel balancing systems. Crikey, that was fun to fly. It was a disaster. But at least the circuit boards made nice mini skirts. Yes, they all protested about it. And they made mini skirts out of circuit boards. Oh, dear me. Oh, well, I'll just check your chat. And, oh, there. McFly. 12.1 kilowatts of electricity. So, next thing we've got to talk about nuclear fission. Or was it fusion? Oh, they've been making some developments, haven't they, in fusion. It's quite exciting, but I think we're a long way off. I wonder if they're flogging a dead horse. Or maybe just throwing money down the drain. I don't know. I suppose things will be learnt on the journey of discovery. So anyway, let's see what people are saying. Bum, 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 bum. What will happen when a huge solar flare locks out all of our satellites? Weird. We're done. What we are doing? We are. Yeah, solar flares. If you watch solar flares, they're really fascinating to watch. Just be careful though. Don't just look at them with a telescope. You'll burn your eyeballs out. You need to make sure you got the right filters, sun filters. Even then, you better do it onto a bit of paper or something. Gary Gar. Oh god, yeah. No, he's gone. Veg Price said 2 wings, wing, 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 wing. Hello, hello. Sebadar Thomas says city electric trams. Well, here in France we have trams. Yeah, even our local city or town, Limoges, that's got trams. They're like big coaches with the thing on them attached to wires and stuff. Yeah, pretty good. Shame the UK's got rid of them all. Trolley buses were a German invention. Ah, were they? Therefore, they're is that right, Alexander? Doesn't sound like the. Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Good night, Peter. Oh, but good night, Alexander and Domingini. Everyone else hearing the microphone vibration thing. There's no vibration on the mic, Chris. What's it you're hearing? There might be a bit of a hum in the background, but that's just the volumes. Is the volumes okay? I'd knock the volume of the microphone down a touch. Then bring that one up a bit, maybe. Input, audio input. No, that's fully up there. No, that has to be there. 1 2 1 2. I hope the sound's okay. Just that's a bit loud now. Right. I can hear a bit of like faint. Hang on, just a second. Just a second. Advanced audio properties. Bear with me just a second. Filters. Tell you what, let's get rid of that one. How's that? No, I can still hear it. A bit better. I think it was over compressed as well. So JRM doesn't say is who will benefit from Brexit. No, he will. Definitely. Especially now he's the opportunities, Brexit opportunities, the BO mixed minister. Get rid of regulations and so his industry, his investments can function more freely and make more money. Just look at Steve Law's side, a xenophobic racist. He's next.
Kipper.
Oh, is he? Gary. Okay, I got rid of him. I got rid of Gary Gardner. He's been offensive. Okay. Just saying, can you have all the used cars you want, but if you can't get the parts, what's the point? Especially the price. Yes. I think there's going to be massive problems with cars in general, but they will push the price up. And the second hand, what you have is you're going to have people going about stealing cars for parts to break them. It used to happen to the tractors and stuff. And plant machinery. Yeah, stealing them and breaking them apart because the parts aren't necessarily tracked, are they? The other part number stamped on them or in the castings of the part, but not necessarily the serial number. So they're easy to hide. Saying that with modern cars, the thing that really was, I've got a question. If, for instance, you had an opportunity to buy yourself an electric car, would you do it? I think I would, but I'm not 100% convinced that I would, because there's certain things about that worry. One is obviously the same about the infrastructure regarding electric, getting enough electric to all the cars. I think okay at the moment, because obviously not everyone's got one, but when everyone's got an electric car, it's going to be so shortage of electric. You know, what you need is one of these, don't you? You need a Mr. Fusion. That's what we need. A Mr. Fusion. And also, I work on my cars myself, and the idea that I'm going to keep taking it to the garage just so they can plug it into a machine to do anything on it whatsoever goes against the grain somewhat. So I very rarely use a garage, apart from obviously the CTs, the MOT equipment. But I don't, no. If I do my brakes, I do it myself. If I want, take the engine out, I do it myself. Just always have. So I don't really want to buy a car that is having extortionate repair bills, and plus you can't send. Well, you're not going to send it to any old garage, are you? You have to send Tesla to a Tesla main dealer's garage for any kind of maintenance or work. I just can't. I can't. No, those sort of things worry me. Yes, Veg Pie likes the look of the little Honda E, but it's got a tiny range. The new Tesla though, it's got ridiculous. It's not on the market, but they just managed to develop to about 1,200 kilometers or miles, or one or the other range. Quite a huge range. Quite amazing. I think the new Chinese one's got a huge range as well. Randy, Mary reminds me of my English teacher years ago. To be honest, heard it. You talk about the sound on my last two clips as well. Okay, so I'm picking up some noise somewhere, I take it. The problem is, it's probably because I've got all if I go into there. I might be picking up some interference from somewhere. Some RF noise or something like that. Maybe. We'll see. Ooh, I'm back. All places between. Okay. Explain the differences are those two. Now, if parents were legal or not, I don't understand the statement. We all humans. We are. Leicester, Manchester, etc. I can't. Why can't we just all get on and stop? Putting people in boxes. It really,
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
I'm in the box. It's not even highlighted. I don't know why we keep doing that. Anyway. So the range is an issue of e-cars. For the moment, so I'll stick with my 14-year-old diesel, which skips me. Yeah. Well, our old this is a 2006 Nissan X-Trail, so it's quite old, and it's 2006 2000. Oh yeah, it's been a good car. It's still going okay, and we don't go very far. I go to the shop and stuff like that. I don't, maybe to the builds merchant. That's about as far as we go. So we don't really need another car. I just, like I say, I can't afford another car. It's just, we come up with something like Britain's being Aryan, which needs to be preserved. You're talking about Gary RTP Dulles, yeah. Crikey. I feel like deleting them. Yeah. Okay, that's well, yeah, we shouldn't just. Yeah. I don't want to live in that live, to be honest. People like that, you just don't need it, do you? But they're all. I very much agree that we are all humans. I like Boris Johnson because he's human. Okay. Humans, but and we are all okay. I don't know. He's backtracking on himself. Anyway, Just get the EU to join the Commonwealth, problems solved. The EU to join the Commonwealth. Oh, I see. Okay, maybe. Yeah, cheers, Timothy. Yeah, okay, anyway. So, yeah, the UK does not take more people than anyone else, do they? We know Germany's took more than the UK. Big time. So, when people say that's a lie. Sorry. Anyway. Oh no! I pressed the wrong button. Oh.
The Prime Minister tells the truth.
No, he doesn't. Anyway, let's get back to what we'll talk about now. We'll talk about other stuff. We'll talk about nuclear fusion. So I find it's it's a fascinating topic, I think. And oh, cheers, buddy. Oh, cheers, Glasgow. The message. I had something sent out, and I should get it by the weekend. Oh wow! Oh, cheers, buddy. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so fun. Glasgow sent me something. So anyway, let's get into this. So it's nothing to do with Back to the Future or Marty McFly or Doc. No. And Mr. Fusion. And whatever her name was, I think Jennifer or someone. I think it was Jennifer. Anyway, but on the positive technological breakthrough, scientists in the United Kingdom, in a joint European project, I was getting quite frustrated when I was reading the online articles about this. Even in the Guardian, it was written in a way that I thought was kind of like just trying to dismiss European participation. And anyway, the European, yes, it's a joint European project. Even the name gives it away. Yeah, if you look at the acronym, called JET, I think it is, something European project or something. Anyway, they say they've made a major breakthrough in their quest to develop practical nuclear fusion, an achievement hailed as a milestone on the path towards harnessing power of the stars for cheap and clean energy on Earth. And I think we need it, especially going the little electric car route. But how long does it take to actually build the power station anyway? Anyway, this isn't ready anyway, so yeah, it is still nuclear though, which is a bit upsetting, but it's vastly less of a planet cleaner than the current fission reactors. God bless Mr. Fusion. Yeah, okay. Anyway, the joint European Taurus jet. See that word European? They don't say that. They just says jet when I looked in the articles. It confused people. They didn't want to make anything of the fact that it was a joint UK-European project. Anyway, the laboratory near Oxford in the central England generated 59 megajoules of sustained energy for 5 minutes during an experiment last year. Now it's more than doubling its own 1997, that's a long while ago, world record. Yes, we are still a long way off. Right now, the problem with nuclear reactors on Earth, the amount of energy spent to create the perfect conditions for nuclear fusion is more than the energy that we get out. Oh, that's a problem. So, this is the device that they use. It's huge, this thing is, which they created the fusion reaction in. Basically, crush two nuclei together. Anyway, what's the difference between, nuclear fission, which is what we're using at the moment in all the power stations, that creates all that waste? Still better than coal, I suppose. But what do you do with the spent fuel rods? Oh, we'll just put it under the sea somewhere. Oh, I'll bury it and put it into these cars, bits with whatever, I don't know, or give it to.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Bury it on one of his golf courses. That's what we do. Anyway, nuclear fission is the reaction in which the nucleus of an atom is split. You get a big axe, and then you split an atom. Anyway, it's split into two. two more smaller nuclei. And the fission process produces gamma photons and releases large amounts of energy. Yes, it's amazing. It is amazing. It's a bit of a shame they kind of use it for the wrong reasons as well, but there you go. So, yeah, but what is nuclear fusion then? That's nuclear fission, where they split the atom, or split the, hydrogen atom, is it? Oh, anyway. But nuclear fusion is a reaction in which two more atomic nuclei are combined to form one. So, pressure, and when under so much pressure and heat, and then they go, squished. So don't stick it in your voice. No, especially metalworkers' voice. Don't think that'll work actually. No. Anyway, it's a reaction of two more atomic nuclei that combine to form one or more different atomic nuclei and subatomic particles, neutrons or protons. The difference in mass being that the reactants and the products is manifested in either the release or the absorption of energy. Yes, we could all implode. Spontaneous human combustion. Well, the difference in the mass arises due to the difference in atomic binding energy between the nuclei and, before and after the reaction. It's clever stuff. Beyond my little brain. Anyway, the sun is a fusion reactor, believe it or not. Yes, it is. And that's how it gets its power. It creates life by fusion. Now, the thing about the sun is it has a core, so we find it very difficult to replicate that pressure. I think I'm getting a couple of sweets on the screen. Actually, I think I heard something on James O'Brien's show. Actually, it was an analogy. About starburst or opal fruits or something. Yeah, about squishing two opal fruits together to become one. Whereas, nuclear fission is like you chop one in half and put them in the bar, and then you got two. Or more. So it's fascinating stuff. But with the sun, because it's the core is under so much internal pressure, and that's what creates the nuclear fission. And obviously you've got heat as well. It's all clever stuff. How these little these teeth-headed people, how they manage to come up with all this stuff is amazing. But unfortunately, from that also comes evil as well. So they combine the two hydrogen atoms with one oxygen, and you get water, Well, the catalyst for life is. But combine 4 hydrogen atoms, and you get a burst of energy, and you can destroy entire islands, like they did on November the 1st, 1952. I wonder who that was. Well, it was the US. They tested the first hydrogen bomb on the now non-existent Pacific Island. Oh, where's it gone? As you can see, there it was. Illusion Lab. Oh, I can't say it. Illusion Lab? Oh, no. Anyway, it was there, and now it's gone. And look how dark it is in the area. Because it's, it's a big crater under the sea. Gone. Poor little island. Anyway, that's where they tested that bomb. Hydrogen bomb. Frightening stuff, really. Messing with stuff we didn't really fully understand. Could have gone really bad, couldn't it? Anyway, for about 70 odd years. What about the Manhattan Project? Anyway, for about 70 odd years, Dr. Strange, we've slowly developed ways of producing the extreme pressure for nuclear fission. And the heat necessary for nuclear fusion, nuclear fusion. In a containment vessel called a tomamak, which is that thing up here. That's a tomamak. I think up here, that's right. The tomamak. I've lost where I am. Called tomamaks, or tokamak. So tokamak, that can sustain hot plasmas that produce nuclear fusion, but require lots of energy and space to function. So I need lots of energy and space to function. Wait, I'm on a diet. I've lost quite a bit of weight though. I've lost 5 kilos so far now, so it's going down. Anyway, the other way is using powerful lasers to fuse hydrogen atoms together. And why is fusion a game changer? That's because fusion creates less radioactive materials than fission. And it's Nearly. Well, it's an unlimited fuel supply. Less waste. Sounds like a good idea. Does to me, anyway. But is this a pipe dream? Are we just, you know, chasing the pipe dream? Possibly. It's probably not going to be in our lifetime, you know what I mean? But I suppose you have to do the science. Other things get found out on the way as well, don't they? You know, on the journey of science. So that is the end of that. I'm going to go back into the chat. I'm going to open you up this time. Oh, we're back. There we go. And number 3. Oh, okay. I'll show you number 3's designdemocracy.org. You got your site up, have you? Well done, mate. Oh dear. No. Glasgow. I do put things on Facebook, but I literally just share my videos. So I built on Facebook. I don't engage in Facebook. It's quite handy though, because we've got a lot for sale sites here on Facebook, which is quite useful if you want to buy anything. But I know I don't do the old Facebook thing. It's not my thing. 1950s aircraft research was nuts. Some of the incredible prototypes of AllShorts, half of them are, you know, Heath Robinson, yeah, just bizarre. What about that big old Russian thing? It was kind of like an aeroplane, but it like skimmed. It skimmed. It flew really low, but it's like a troop carrier, but it's massive, huge, absolutely huge. I'm not talking about the big goose thing, because that wasn't Russian anyway. But, so Lucy Bennett says, I reckon Marty McFly went back in time and accidentally set a chain of events that led to both Bozo and Farage being booked on Have I Got News for You? Quite possibly. Can you confirm it? Yeah, you're right. Abnormal. Yeah, 59 megajoules said you could boil about 60 odd kettles. I know, but it's far better than what their last attempts. That's a step forward, isn't it? And also there's knowledge gained on the way. So I think really should be doing the renewable route, don't you? Personally, more wind turbines, and we put them all in Trump's back garden. No, all the way around his golf courses. That's what we should do. Yeah. Pushes. Well, it won't push because it needs to win to make the turn, but you know. But I was going to say it pushes into the bunker. Now golf ball. So, joint European tours. Yeah, they're right. That's Jet. Regarding. Aha, Sparkfly says it wasn't a breakthrough, unfortunately. Also, Jet was never designed to test feasibility of energy creation. That's for the ITR in France. That's cool. Haha, France. Chris Fisher, yes, the subtle noise from something. I'm not sound guy, so I'm not sure. Is it really offensive, that noise, Chris? I now think about it, I can actually hear a little hum in the background. It's like a microphone hum, but normally that'd be filtered out. Which is things I've got the microphone quite high at the moment. So I'm wondering, is it that's a bit, I can't put the microphone any higher here, you see. As high as it can go. I'll look into that, because if I can get the feed up there, I can turn the microphone down, and that might get rid of that hum. Anyway, I do digress. So, let's go back up here. It's Gary Gardner, geezer. He's created a bit of a fuss, hasn't he? So Gary Gardner says, Geordie, you've got a lovely name, by the way, mate. Oh dear. Number 3 says, we are all biased in various. Yes, that's true. And we need to keep educating ourselves. That's true as well. We do. I'm forever learning, I'm first to admit it. Especially doing this. since I've been doing AllShorts. You know, when I first started AllShorts, all I was doing was putting a few videos on the short videos, the 60-second like YouTube shorts, and it's then I started doing sort of Brexit stuff because I had been on about it, and the more you learn about it, how more ridiculous it seems to you, the more enthused you are to carry on with it and keep pushing it. So that's and the channel started growing, so I got a bit excited about it, and the channel's doing a lot better now. By the way, it was suffering over the last 3 months. It's had hell of a but plummeted. But the last couple of weeks it's done really, really well. If anything, it's better than it was before. So hopefully it's growing. What I'd like to be able to get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Really, as soon as possible. Hope soon. Because then I can put, we got the buttons on the bottom. I can have little merchandise buttons. But if anyone knows, I do a lot of t-shirt designs and stuff like this sort of thing. Go back. We screwed up. I've done that one. I've done which is go back. Brexit is up. Got a speech bubble. It's quite funny. Yeah, on the Teespring. There's actually links to it in the description. Actually, after the stream, you have a look. So. Your sound is sound. Oh, it's chat your answers sounds okay. Oh, that's good. It really depends what you listen on as well, doesn't it? Obviously, if you're picking up those low frequencies, because it's at 20 kilohertz to 20,000 kilohertz is the frequency range of the ears, effectively, and not everything records in those. Some things record parts of things, and you pick up all sorts of other noises, so you have to filter them out. Oh, the French Concorde. Oh. Shame about that, isn't it? I like the Concorde. They can know with the Ford go on it. It's one of them in Duxford as well, isn't there? I may ask why you are here. I'm intrigued. Yes, Gary. Gary Garner's stack of ribs. Why are you here? You contradict yourself. So I'll read that one out, Gary. I think that's a fair enough comment. Thank you very much, Sir Chris Fisher. I'm glad you see that I don't wish to disrespect anybody. I'm glad we've reached an amicable understanding, even with opposite views or opposing views. Okay. P. Downer says, as far as I know, the best fusion reactor reached was so far. Oh, God, come back. Reached was so far was the GMT recently, with a usage of 33 megawatts to produce 11 megawatts. It's the wrong way round, I think. We need it the other way round. But it's learning, isn't it? It's education. Glasgow says Christmas and the rules. Oh God, they got crikey. Well, Christmas everyone's been together and we'll hug them. I tell you one of the problems we've got here in France regarding the spreading of the virus is I've seen it myself. There's too many people here still. They've gone back to bijou, and even during COVID, got to force a habit, I suppose. The bijou, kiss, and all that, and it's COVID super spreader. Bit like the Tories, they're going around knocking on doors at the moment, doing their canvassing. What they do? Got no masks on. Super spreaders. That's what they are. Everyone seems to think COVID is gone. It's not gone. The WHO has been warning we need to be vigilant. I trust them more than the Tory government, or even the American version. Well, look at Chris Whitty and Patrick Vallance. They're all saying the same. They're all saying, no, we shouldn't be doing this. The only reason why Alexander Boris Fethel Johnson has decided, in his wisdom, because he's following the science.
Kipper!
No, he's not. And, well, we know. He's trying to save his ass. Have I got an ass one? Oh, I happened. Yes, I do. How could I forget? Oh dear. So, coffee time. This thing is brilliant. I don't know if Geraldine's still here, but the Glasgow knows, but these things are brilliant. If anyone wants a thermos type mug with a special little, which has a little lock on it as well, so you don't accidentally spill your coffee into your laptop in your bag. They're brilliant. Last ages. Still hot. Hot. I made them about 2.5 hours ago. Yeah. Brilliant things. Anyway. And no, I'm not sponsored by Contego. No. So you know. Maybe I should be. Good morning, Redcoats. Oh, yes. Hi, campers. Number 3, so inertial confinement via lasers is probably the better strategy. Well, it'd be lower energy for a start, wouldn't it? God, that's pretty big old lasers. That's what the Americans are doing. Oh, is it? That's interesting. Is it when they get a break, tea break or something between that and riling up problems in, well, I don't know if they are. And how do you feel about this Ukraine thing? So I've been trying to learn about it, because obviously, I'm learning all the time. I think a lot of people learn all the time. There's a lot of stuff I obviously don't know. A hell of a lot of stuff, in fact. A lot of stuff. It's hollow and empty. And it rattles about. I'm only a woodworker after all. But, it just, how do you feel about Ukraine? What's going on over there? I think it's very worrying. I know some people think it's all the US sort of riding things up. It's another war because they want all their stuff. The US is buying up all their cereal crops and industries and what have you. But you got UK is so dependent on the Ukraine now. Really dependent on the United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom is really dependent on Ukraine, on the foodstuffs. So it's a bit of an issue, isn't it? Chris says no, the noise isn't. Oh, you're just hearing it, but it's not offensive. Okay. What are you listening on, Chris? You listening on something quite good, or is it just picking it up? Because I can hear a little bit of a hum. It's not feedback though. It's either electronic noise, like an RF noise. That's probably the microphone. It's probably picking something up. Maybe it's too close to them. Oh, just got another one in the other bit. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely something there. Oh, anyway, I will have a look. See what I can do about that, because that's it. Now you told me about it, Chris. I'm annoyed about it though. It's winding me up. I managed to get rid of the echo, I think, on the media side. Hello, Geraldine. I hope you're well. I've been drinking your mug. Not drinking your mug. I've been drinking the coffee that's in your mug. Last thing. It's so good. I use it all the while. Hey, Cash Dummy's here. Hello, Cash Dummy. Have you all been watching films with Graham? Trying to look now to find. Who's Zebediah Thomas? My Facebook channel. Let everyone say that what they want. It was an arts channel. That's cool. Open public too, and the Facebook never complained. Well, I'll tell you there's a problem. Well, no, but the thing is, they should really, shouldn't they? Facebook should say something. This means they're not really monitoring anything. And you got the YouTube, though. If, for instance, if I said anything that could get picked up as being not controversial, but like words, naughty words, naughty words. Basically what happens is I'll get like a little mark on my thing and I'll be able to I'll be demonetized. It's not monetized anyway at the moment, apart from the super chat. But it's just yeah. Glasgow says it's very faint. Okay, I will see whether I get rid of that. There might be a filter I can put in there. I've got noise reduction on, which is a bit unusual. It's a bit odd because on the meters on the software that I'm using, if I'm quiet, the meter goes to 0. So that tells me that the noise reduction's working. but obviously it's after this, somewhere along the line. It's anyway. I'll find out. Yeah. So. Now, hang on. The book is called Foundations of Geopolitics, and it's issued to all Russian soldiers. Is it? What book is that? Sorry, it's called Geopolitics. Okay, I'll look into that. I don't know if anyone follows. Somebody actually one of the people commented on one of my videos. Said I should check out a channel that's called Adam something. I'm not saying I don't know his surname. That's what it is. It's Adam something. Anyway, he does like story and historical type stuff and explains a lot of things. And I watched this video. He uploaded one yesterday about the Russian-Ukraine crisis, and it was so informative. It's reasonably. It's not too long, but it's very, very informative. Adam something. It's definitely worth a look. I'm gonna have to binge watch his stuff, I think, because it was quite fascinating actually. His outlook on it. You don't see his beautiful face. You just see he has all the screenshots and stuff. So he puts a lot of fair bit of work into it. Looks like. Glasgow says he needs to turn the volume way up to hear it. Oh, okay. So hopefully, I can actually hear. I can hear what Chris is saying. I can just hear it. I'm getting a little bit, tiny bit of hum. Bit of a latent hum, but it's not from the microphone into OBS. It's from. It might be something to do with my laptop actually. Tell the missus, Caroline, I need a new computer. This is very old then. It's quite a quick one. Okay. Colin Barrett says Brexit is in there, and why it was in Russia's interest to make it. Yes. All their Russian actors in their little cabins, sending all those messages out. And then you got Cambridge Analytica. And then you got that old Aaron Banks and his businesses that were getting money for which he can't explain where it came from. And then filtering it to UKIP. Talk about
Kipper.
Yeah. Oh, there. Geraldine says cash dummy. That is a very difficult situation for his. Oh, what's up, cash dummy? Sorry, mate. I missed that. Cash dummy. Stuck with getting done with stuff. Severely understaffed and need people to come and work here. You've got 4 vacancies. Are you still at the place that does all the Oh, got a super chat. Oh, wonderful. Who was that? Where was it? Oh, cash dummy. Just talk cash dummy. Oh, cheers, buddy. Some hot steaming love. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, saucy. Yeah. Yeah, you still working at the place, all the swimming pool type stuff, like all the saunas and sort of hot steamy stuff. Oh, thank you very much. That's very much kind. It's much appreciated. It really is. It makes all the difference. I couldn't do this without it, to be honest. Yeah, my YouTube's doing okay at the minute, so I'm getting. It's a small channel, so you from the monetization you get what you get from YouTube is tiny. It's only when you get get a lot of views and what have you, a lot of subscribers. There's the likes of Phil Morehouse and Max Rosberg. Oh yeah, they get huge. Yeah, they get a lot of views, don't they? Yeah, I understand because I'm thinking good, and so, but yeah, I'd imagine earning quite well out of it if I did pro rata to what I get. But it's not a lot, and I got hit really hard recently. So from the thing is about the small channels, you find that YouTube really glitchy with you. I think so anyway. It's either that or it's just me. I just don't like me. But anyway, it does feel like I've been switched back on by YouTube. So all of a sudden my views have gone sort of reasonable again. So I'm happy. I'm happy, buddy. Talk about buddies. No, don't do it.
Of bunny hugging.
I need some more sound effects and all phrases. What have people been saying, and what could I find and stick in my soundboard, which happens to be here. This thing here. That's my soundboard. So each one of those, see all those little bright lights on there? Each one of them represents a sound effect, such as
Kipper.
Kipper, or like, I don't know.
Coming over here, taking our jobs and our women.
I think that's more appropriate. Okay. But all those little grey buttons, all those little grey ones there, these ones, they've got no sound effects in them. And we need some sound effects to go into those. Appropriate sound effects. Let's fill it up. If you give me some ideas, I'll hunt them down, I will. Find them if I haven't already got them. You know. Yeah, I got ones like, yeah.
I think it's rather uplifting.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, mate. I'm sure. So, oh, Glasgow, cheers, buddy. Oh, thank you very much. You're most kind. Oh, cheers, but that's very kind of you. I don't know if I'm the nicest bloke on YouTube. I was meant to send this to Jeff Taylor. I'll tell you what. If you want a bit about me, I've had become a business and stuff like that over the years. I've sort of struggled. Not in France. I was doing really well in France until Brexit. But in the UK, we used to employ a lot of people. Well, I say a lot of people. A small business. We employ about 13, 14 people. Sort of varied. And so it's a building business, you know, and ground maintenance work as well. We used to do for councils. And when that last recession came along, our business got really badly hit. And we'd always kind of like the people who are loyal to us. We're always really loyal. Yeah, the decent people. Some were lovely actually. Little young Dale, who we gave a chance to because everyone was rejecting him because of his upbringing. He was the best worker we've ever had, and such a lovely lad. And yeah, he ended up being a friend. And we put him through college to do some bricklaying. But it's that kind of thing. It's just like, you know, when you give something, you get something back. Build it, and they will come. You know what? That's what I need. Every time I get a super chat, I need something to come up like James O'Brien does. Build it, and they will come. Yeah, that's what I need. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a few pet hates. I can't stand people who lie. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it again. I think we had enough of Dean Dorries. It really bugs me because I've been surrounded by them, and such as my brother-in-laws and maybe, and just lying like it. You get to a point where you think everything that's coming out of your mouth is a lie, and the problem with lying is you've got to remember your lies. So the best policy is tell the truth. Unless you're going to hurt something. If you're going to hurt somebody's feelings or whatever, you just don't say anything, do you? But unless they're Brexiters, obviously. So yeah, alright, I won't say I'm the nicest guy in there. I'm definitely not, but I don't want to do any harm to anybody, and I don't want to upset anybody unless you're Brexiter, because you have hurt us. That's it. You basically destroyed my business, which we needed. But now I'm doing this instead, so that's what it isn't too bad. But yeah, no, cheers, buddy. So yeah, do you want me to pass this on to Jeff Taylor and his curtain? I haven't actually watched any Jeff Taylor's videos recently. If anyone knows Jeff Taylor, he's a Brexit guy, and he's using the concept saying anyone, no one can tell the fooch and all that sort of rubbish. Well, everything that's gone on has been warned of, has actually happened, hasn't it? Pretty much, and it's happening. It's just not happening at like a particular switch, like a cliff edge. And they go on about the crash of the pound and stuff like that. But James Carley made quite a few changes. He prepared for Brexit. The governor of the Bank of England, and now we've got do I dare do it? We've got Andrew Bailey.
Well, ring out the Gimp.
Yeah.
Gimp's sleeping. Well, I guess you just have to go wake him up now, won't you?
Yeah, got him. Mr. I don't know. Let's get some digital money and let's buy some bonds. Not real money, no. It's not. We just made it up. You said that, well, that's there now because we made it, and then we're going to spend it and put it into the economy. Oh, we've got inflation. So, cash dummies A's. Yeah, still the swimming pool place. Oh, that's cool. Things that get. God, yeah, spring's come up, isn't it? Everyone's going to be wanting spas. Yeah, and swimming pools and other stuff and getting chemicals and what have you to get everything sorted out. Can't you just use some household bleach? Wouldn't that work? Just shove that into the water. That'll do it, won't it? Yeah, that cheap gallon bleach you can get from Intermarché here in France for like €1. Don't do it. Don't. Take your skin off. No, that's number 3. Yeah, that's the frightening thing. It's a zero game, isn't it? It reminds me of that film, War Games, Tic-Tac-Toe. Yeah, it's a zero game. That's one reason you can almost make an assumption that Russia would never resort to that. Even Putin would resort to that because he knows that's going to wipe him out as well. And what sort of life will you have after that? Well, it's big mansions he's had built, with his people's money. What do you want me to use it? Well, it'll be gone. Should it be targeted? Chris Fish says Jeff Taylor is a total joke. Yeah, I have to admit, I have watched quite a few of Jeff Taylor's videos for research purposes. What on earth are you on about? He tries to he has an element of truth and try to drag it or try to expand it into something it's just painful to watch sometimes. And I'm sure he must, I think he obviously does his nasal hair, which is a good thing. Yeah, but wasn't he a UKIP, didn't he? Wasn't Jeff Taylor like a candidate for UKIP or something as well? I think he's ex-military actually. He's not a very nice man anyway, is he? He's a twit. GBF. The USA is the problem, not Putin. The Huskies are camped up on their own land, telling the West to remove their weaponry from their border, and the USA have flown miles just to interfere. To be honest, if I've been doing these videos, other than what I've read, and obviously when you've been reading stuff, it's obviously somebody else's opinion you're reading, and if you see an article somewhere or news or whatever, it's somebody else's opinion, isn't it? So I don't, so I have been doing videos on it, but I'm just trying to relay what I've learned. I'm not saying that's my opinion. My opinion is we should all get on and just say sod it. Why are we putting ourselves in this position where we feel we've got to fight each other? It's just ridiculous. Just watch, I keep banging my laptop with it. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just, I think it's very sad that we can't just get on. That's why we got Brexit, isn't it? Apparently we can't get on. No, I've used another. No, I can't use that one. Because we use that one. I'll use this one though. Yeah, I'll use that one.
Coming over here, taking our jobs and our women.
Yeah, I'll use that one. It kind of means the same thing, but I can't use it because I'll get flagged up. YouTubers say you're a naughty boy. Yes. I don't know, but I can't. Yes, there seems to. Johnny says he still needs people to bring him goodies to those mansions. That's a good point, Johnny. Actually, yeah. What's that? The guy who got poisoned in his underwear and is now in, some Russian prison, gulag or something. Wasn't it him who found the videos or something of the mansion that was posted online? Ginger giraffe, brum. Glasgow, smash ice and jump in. Oh. If you talk about ice and getting into a spa full of ice, there's a guy called something Hoff. Jim Hoff? Not Din Hoff. And they call him the Iceman. He's on YouTube. And he tries to lower his body temperature as much as he possibly can in these barrels, literally big wooden barrels full of ice. And he has people come and visit his place. He's got all kitted out. He's got a swimming pool. And he gets like tons and tons of ice and chucks it in the swimming pool. All these people, they sort of like train you to breathe so you can cope with the cold and stuff, and you reckon it can heal you. Yeah, he's quite a character. He is quite a character. But yeah, he was interviewed by I come to me a minute. Jim Hoff. I think it's Jim Hoff. Oh, anyway, he's either German or Dutch, or yeah. He always goes around in shorts. He's quite a cool guy. But it's whether you want to buy into all of it, I don't know. Wim Hof. You're right. Glasgow here's Wim Hof. That's who it is. Oh, that's quite a good perspective there. I like that. That's good. Oh, what thing to be doing on a Sunday evening? It's quite nice, really, chatting to you guys and gals. The problem with Ukraine is that they have a 1994 treaty with Russia. What's the other treaty they've done? It's got the Minsk, and the first Minsk treaty, and then you got the Minsk 2. Now there was sort of conflict in Russia, and neither of them have worked. And that's one of the reasons why, because Putin's obviously got, there's a lot of Russian sympathisers in Ukraine. Wim Hof. Simon Says. Hello, Simon Says. I hope you're well, buddy. Been all over the world in the last 56 years, and I agree totally. We should all get on. I found my travels also that most people do get on really well. I agree. It's just, do you know what? You are about the covers, but do you know what it is though? It's those who don't travel. Don't understand. They think everyone's out to get them. You know? One of the things that have really annoyed me is like, I feel angry with myself because I really struggle with the language. I haven't lessons. I have 2 lessons, 2 French lessons a week. Obviously, COVID didn't help. But I find it really hard to take it in. I'm alright for a little bit, and all of a sudden it's gone. I have to repeat it, and then once it's in there, it's then never good. It takes a hell of a lot of work, to get that stuff stuck in my head long. It's who I am. That's what I'm like. But I've never been the sort to see hate in people just because they're different to me. You know what I mean? They're not different, are they? People are just people generally. You should be, also, I used to say to Caroline, judge people for what they are, not who they are. Or the other way around? No, don't judge people for what they are, but who they are. That's it. Yeah, got it very wrong. See, my brain, it doesn't work all the while. Especially on the Hoff. I've got Wim Hof in the brain now. Icemen is not a very dignifying situation. No. Jerry Marialis, I've got to repeat this now. Ice and men is not a very dignifying situation. It can be quite embarrassing. As soon as you get out of that ice, you go and buy yourself a really big car with a really big engine to compensate. What? It's Sunday? That is Derek Mulruddy. That is a Sunday. Jennifer. Yeah, it's a Sunday. Yes, it was Saturday apparently. I keep making these videos, and I need to try and shorten the amount of time because it takes quite a lot of research to put these videos together. Then you've got to write them. Because how I generally work, I find an article and then I just rip it to pieces. Then I find something else and try and bash them against each other, sort of thing. And then I have to write my own script. It's not quick. It takes. I do a lot of voice to text type, especially like best way that I find is using the phone and doing voice to text with Google Docs straight into the phone. And then going after editing all the mistakes, because obviously my speech isn't brilliant. But I'm Norfolk, you see. I'm from Norfolk in the United Kingdom. And I find that that's the quickest way to put the basis of my text together. But then you're working on a tiny screen. It's not always that easy. Don't check the Iceman Richard Kralinski. Hello, Marcus. Quiet mode today. Oh. Am I quiet? I don't think I'm that quiet, am I? Sorry. I could be noisier. Oh, I see. Yeah, they did. That was part of the deal, wasn't it? When in 1991, was it? When they got their independence, because they got annexed, didn't they, from Russia? And then I think they finally got their independence in 91. Maybe someone could confirm that. And obviously Putin, and even in his manifesto, I've got dog hair all over me. And even in his manifesto, when he got in the early 2000s, Putin, he wanted to, he's trying world dominance and all that, he wanted to bring it back to how it was, for good reason. Lucy Willis says, I don't hate people for being different, but I do sometimes hate people for being all the same. Oh. I just think to myself that, people can be, if someone's just horrible, they're horrible. It doesn't matter what race or creed that you are at all, does it? I imagine there's actually quite nice Tories out there. Or was that, am I stretching it a bit? Maybe. I probably am. Oh, Ginger Giraffe said she's the same way, and her memory is shit. Yeah, I'll tell you something. When I was in the UK, in my business in the UK, and because I was constantly working all the time on the computer, on the phone, constantly, I was on the button. I was really good. But because I live a much more relaxed lifestyle here in France, I did brain training. That's what I need. Maybe not while I'm doing this, because this makes your brain go in overload. So I'm probably okay now. But I find I still struggle to remember stuff. It takes a bit to get it in there. Do you know what I mean? So if I do make mistakes, I do apologise. Please accept my apology. Volume is okay. Oh, that's good. But the Ukrainians still had their paws on them. The thing that you've got to remember is this: obviously you've got people who are patriotic to Ukraine, but you also got a lot of people in Ukraine who are patriotic to Russia. I had an interesting comment from somebody today in the comments who happened to be a Russian who happens to be living in the UK and is a lorry driver. And he was saying that a lot of his people that he knew would be happy for Russia to invade because they're struggling. Ever since they left, because they used to about 10% or something of their trade was with Russia. And since I think they left the trade bloc, he was saying, I don't know if he's right or not. I'm just relaying what he told me. But since they left the trade bloc of Russia, they're worse off. But you would have thought that maybe that would have been compensated with the trade they were doing now with, like, the UK, for instance. There's a massive trade with the UK, and now the UK's got all the eggs in one basket, and if Russia gets in there, well, you can put sanctions on Russia. I'm sure they'll return a favour by blocking trade. Hi, whatever. Hope you're well. Raby burns the games off. Welsh and Toy, English, chalk and cheese grammar. Nice toy, that's. Ginger Giraffe says, nice toys? That's an oxymoron. They're certainly morons. We're remembering who the Ukrainian allies are. Look up as. Well, up there. That's what I've got replay chat on. Worth remembering who the Ukrainian allies are. Look up Azov Battalion, delightful neo-Nazis who crucified our Russian loyalists. Oh my God, really? Oh, that's horrendous. Crikey, did they crucify him before they set light to him? What was their way around? Oh, that's chronic. Wales is introducing a tourist tax. Really? To help holiday home problems. Are you talking about who's Ebadiah Thomas? Are you talking about the holiday homes as in the fact a lack of property? Because they've got the same problem in place in Spain, haven't they? Barcelona, for instance, they were protesting there, weren't they, against all the ferries that are coming, not ferries, the cruise ships that are coming in, and because they're taking up all the holiday accommodations and stuff. Won't be cruise ships, would it? Ferries, well, be ferries, because obviously they're in a cruise ship. They lived on the cruise ship, aren't they, while they're on holiday on their trip. Have you tried word association? He says, oh, you talk about learning French? That's quite... Is that what you mean, Jeremy Ross? That's an interesting idea. Yeah. I haven't, no. It does help. Yeah, I do struggle with languages. I always have done, though, because when I was at school, my early years of school, I really struggled. I would always just drift off in, my own little world. I'll be dreaming about making them on aeroplanes and all that sort of stuff. While the blackboard had the instructions of what we're supposed to be doing, and I'd be there sort of dreaming, and then the teacher would then say, "Okay, then everybody," and I haven't even written a sentence. So I just away with the fairies. Probably got a bit of ADHD or something. I'm always surprised. Oh, whatever says recovering from appendix surgery. Oh, crikey! Was it emergency or was it planned surgery? Because that'd be crikey. A ruptured appendix, or your poo gets into your system. I may get septicemia. Ugh. Have I tried Wordle? No, I haven't. I've done the usual ones, Duolingo and stuff like that. The thing I don't like about Duolingo is what really frustrated me is that, something make little tiny errors. You might have put the thingy in the wrong place or something stupid, or used the wrong one. And unless you get it 100% right every single time, you're literally just going over and over and over and over. I just lost interest, and I just kind of fade away from Duolingo. So I was doing really well to start with, and it just ended up become more intense. I was then struggling with it. It wasn't enjoyable. So I think sometimes those sort of little tiny errors, you learn them in time. You correct yourself. I think a little prompt or something. This is what you should do, but then they skip you through or something, and then you get to the next stage. You feel that you're progressing instead of you feeling that you're hitting a brick wall. It just loses your. I can't forget the word now. Saying that, my memory's gone. Oh yeah, panic surge. That's scary. Sorry. Just hang on. Russia. Someone says about Russia. He jumped up. Russia's very successful in placing propaganda via social media. Yes. Now, on my websites, because I've got my woodworking website, which is wallybar.com, and I haven't done a huge amount on there since we've been doing this, AllShorts, but I was doing quite well on that site. Now, I had to use a lot of software on the server, which stopped, attacks. And most of the attacks, I was getting 30 to 40,000 attacks every single week from China, and 15 to 20,000 attacks a week from Russia. So all I did in the end, I just blocked the IPs from Russia and all those countries, because they're not going to buy anything from me anyway. It's a totally different language. So I thought, I know the amount of views I was getting from there, honest views I was getting from there. I thought, well, I'll just block them. So that seemed to be the safest bet. But you still get you still get attacks in the sense people try to log in and stuff like that. It's all automated. It's all computerized. So make sure you regularly change your passwords. That's what you got to do. Have I tried Wordle? No, I haven't. I haven't looked into that. Glasgow, thanks, there, bud. A lack of property for locals. Oh, I see. Yeah, like Cornwall. Yeah. Wasn't it last year when all the holiday accommodation was so booked up? The prices just going through the roof. I think read somewhere that one holiday accommodation. I think that was in. I think it was in the Guardian. Actually, an article in the Guardian. That's online bookings. It was like 70,000 for a week. Who's going to pay 70 grand for a holiday accommodation for a week? It wasn't even just like a 3-bedroom apartment. I think that was in Cornwall. I'm seeing interviews on telly with old-fashioned, boring Tories, the ones that should actually be in charge of their party. Oh, you mean the old-fashioned boys like Ken Clarke and people like that, and Margaret Heseltine? The more normal Tories, although Ken Clarke does drink a bit too much. Yeah. Oh, crikey. It's just... I hate to say it, and I've said it before. I daren't say it. Should I say? I'll say it. I'd rather have Margaret Thatcher. I've said that before, haven't I? That's saying something. Especially after she screwed it all over poll tax. Selling off all the public infrastructure. Germans are backing up neo-Nazis in Ukraine, but aren't telling them. Oh. Is that right, Gingers? The US, United States, is backing up the neo-Nazis in Ukraine, but aren't telling the American people about that. Are they telling anybody about that? Because I didn't know that. I've been researching it, so that's a bit shocking. Lucy Willis says, were these neo-Nazis democratically elected? Because as ugly as they are, surely that they should be the only thing that matters. Defend Ukrainian democracy and hope Ukrainians vote for somebody better. Yeah. At least it is a democracy. It's not like Belarus. The fact that the Niners beat them. The fact that the Niners beat them. Oh, somebody's. Oh, talking rugby. Private conversations going on. I didn't start speaking English until I was 4 and totally Welsh. Do you still remember any of the Welsh who's ever died, Thomas? That's quite interesting. And like I said earlier, Mark Drakeford is a decent guy, I think. I don't know what you think about him, but from everything I see, he just seems to be on the ball. He's not showy, is he? He's not trying to impress anybody. He's just doing his job. Crikey, really? So places in Wimbledon can fetch as much as 10,000 a week during the tennis. Crikey. Just to sit there eating, cream and strawberries and you're getting like, chicken necking. Although I like tennis, but I don't watch it. I like playing it. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it, Colin. Colin Barrett says, as bad as she was, at least Thatcher was a leader. She was a leader. She was the Iron Lady, but and Milk Snatcher. But Alexander Boris, Pfeffel Johnson, he's a different league. It's all about him. Now Thomas. It's a different dialect altogether. You talk about Welsh, aren't you? Americans learn English from day one, and most still can't speak it. I'm not much better. I'll tell you something though, I've really learned a lot since I've been doing this and making all these videos. I soon realised, if you watch some of my early videos, they're still on there. I soon realised you couldn't really understand what I'm saying. So I started talking in syllables almost, pronouncing the word almost in a syllable, using the syllables, and it's sounding a bit odd. I still do it a little bit, to be honest. But it kind of trained me to speak a little bit better than what I was speaking. And it's still terrible, I do know. But I kind of split it from back to front. I love Yoda. I think about Yoda. Yeah.
Still much to learn, you have.
Haven't we all? Oh, they have swastikas on their uniforms. What? And Putin's worried they're going to be joining the United Nations. I can't see it happening. No. Do you think that's his reasoning? That it's because the fear of United Nations? I don't think so. No. That's my feeling anyway. Don't mean I'm right. Obviously not. It's going to be Zebediah. Oh my god! Who's Zebediah? Is that Welsh? Finian Rif What? I can do you Norfolk, put the kittle on. Oops, the Welsh flag. Oh, that's the Welsh flag. Okay, you're trying to get the other emotions going. Oh dear. You got a sheep instead. Oh no, really? Oh dear. What do you call a Welshman with a sheep under each arm? Any guesses? A pimp. I hope that wasn't offensive. Oh dear. Cash Dummy says there are no neo-Nazis. Cash Dummy says there are no neo-Nazis. Is the Ukraine? That's a thing brought up by Russian misinformation to justify the meddling. There are conservatives in the Ukraine and idiots, but there's no Nazis. Okay. That's the thing is, we are fed all this stuff and we take it in because that's shock culture, isn't it? It's just shock propaganda, and then that's kind of how we got bloody Brexit, isn't it? You know, they're all coming in through Turkey. Yeah. Thank you, Farage. So yeah, shock propaganda, and it just people just, oh no, we can't let that happen. We've got to do something about it. Just to be agreeing with their point of view. Thatcher and to a lesser extent May are why I don't think Truss will ever be a leader. You saw her in Russia. She looked lost. With Sergei Lavrov, absolutely lost she was. She didn't have a clue what she was doing or where she was. Definitely not because of the geography. Oh my god. Yeah. She wasn't very impressive, was she? And Sergei Lavrov made that quite clear. It's like speaking to a deaf person. Malcolm Rifkind gave me a birthday card on my 8th... Really? The same day my poll tax letter arrived. Oh, that was quite scary at the time, was poll tax lark. You know, we had all kids were living home still, and some were in that age group where they're going to get their poll tax. So they can afford it. It was just hitting everybody. Caused a lot of protests, weren't there? Margaret Thatcher was pro-EU, but favoured intergovernmental decision-making and not community decision-making. Well, then that's not democracy, is it, really? If you're part of a democratic society in the sense of the EU. Loads of German sisters in Wisconsin. There's lots of loads of German ancestors in Wisconsin. Why would that be? Who's Zebediah Thomas? I know there's a lot of German mercenaries. Yeah, because they captured my ancestor Robert Kerr. He was hiding in an holdout oak tree. Now you probably already know because I said it in the last stream that I'm going to be visiting the UK, travelling there on the 4th. Next month, 4th March. So I'll be sort of up and about going and doing stuff. And my eye test done Saturday morning, and then I'm going to be. I'm going to see if I can do some live streaming around there, provided I get a good in there, which I should be able to. And maybe I'll do a bit of investigation. Maybe I can annoy some people. Yeah. It could be fun. I didn't really want to go back, but I got to see my grandchildren. So it's been 5 years. I haven't been. I've seen them since, but I haven't been in the UK for 5 years. They've always come to see me. Lazy bugger, isn't they? Oh dear. Colin Barrett says Russia wants to break up the EU as it's too powerful in Putin's opinion. Well, it is. And then you obviously got the United Nations as well. That's why they flooded the UK with anti-EU propaganda. And they sucked it up. Well, you look at the farmers and what have you all voted. Yeah, not to see all of them. That's better. It's a bit of a stereotype. But yeah, lots of farmers voted to leave the European Union. But they, quite frankly, like I've said it in videos several times, they clearly don't understand their own business and how the business model works. They can't do. And then you got that Minette Batty Batters, who's the president for the NFU, which is the National Farmers Union, and she said that once in a speech, I think it's a very good idea that maybe you should vote to remain in the European Union. And did nothing else, just kept neutral all the way through, just to keep a job. And now look at it. You've got the pig farmers, especially at the moment, because they can't process their pigs. You know, they've got like 200,000 pigs now, they reckon, like that's waiting in line to be processed, or what means slaughtered and chopped up and packaged and stuff. Poor little piggies. And because they got butchers, and now they've got problems with getting meat from the UK into the EU to be butchered, not butchered, to be butchered over. They've been slaughtered in the UK, then sent the carcasses sent over, and then being butchered in the Netherlands, and some cases in Ireland as well. But since the antibiotic ban, farms that have been using antibiotics, which is quite widespread in the UK, they can no longer import their meat anyway. There's a total antibiotic ban for external meats coming into the European Union, yet they allow some antibiotic use within, because they've got control of it, you see. A lot of this done to the European Court of Justice. Where there's a writ. So no, where there's money, there's a writ. Crystal Simon Jeans. Oh, we got Saxon blood. Do you know? I'd be quite fascinated. I'll be quite interested to do one of that if then you get those DNA things, where you can send off your DNA. I don't know, you have to do a sperm sample or something, don't you? No. What? A hair sample. Oh, okay. Oh, any excuse. But yeah, and just see what my origins are, because I know, obviously my mother was half Indian, and I know my father's very Norfolk, or was in his life, so was my grandfather. It'd be quite interesting to see what mix there is there. A bit like there might be French in there somewhere. Put my mind at rest. Yeah. Oh dear. No, that's right. Yeah, it was a Hindu. The swastika was a Hindu symbol. When I first came, I was doing a lot of scroll sawing, woodworking, like making little things out of wood, use it on the scrolls, and I was doing like religious symbols, and I can't make that. That's a swastika. I looked at it. It was a Hindu symbol. I can't remember what it was, but it's a Hindu symbol. Oh, Cash Dummy says, I won't take any more Russian BS and disinformation stuff. They should start to develop their country for once, instead of dragging others into shit. Yeah. Can't argue with that, really. The thing is, Russia financially, the way I see it is, if Putin steps back from all this aggression, surely financially the country would be better off, because they'd find it a lot easier to trade. They've already sanctioned up to here, you know what I mean? I mean, they're sanctioned over there, aren't they? You know? It's all about the bigger gun. So, there may be idiots in Ukraine. Yeah, that's very true. Like in every country, but okay. Yeah. So I can't confirm one way or the other, because I don't know. That's the problem with a lot of this propaganda. It's based on something. Sometimes it's just a blatant lie. But how can we tell? That's the problem, isn't it? And also those who are speaking the truth, no one, they're usually the people with the smaller voices. It's always the angry people. That's like Brexiters, isn't it? Always the angry, nasty people who are the ones that are the loudest. Well, I can be quite loud. Oh, my coffee. Christian. Oh, there you go. Cambridge Analytica was a big part of using bots to control the narrative. Yeah. Chris Wiley, the guy with the orange hair. And when he did his interview thing, he wore a suit, looked quite odd. But anyway, he was a Brexiter, and but he was a sort of an honest Brexiter. He didn't kind of. Well, it was either that he thought he was going to get caught out. So anyway, he came clean. The whistleblower, And what he said in the interview, which I found quite fascinating, they only needed 250,000 Facebook contacts to reach the whole of the Facebook contacts in the US. How many million people they got? About 350 million people in the US, something like that. And they only need 250,000. Because obviously, one goes to the other, sort of, like a tree. They just branch off everywhere. Like pyramid sales. Like trying to fold a bit of paper more than 8 times. So it's quite amazing, really. It's just, how they managed to do that. They don't need a lot, do they? They don't need a lot of people. And they got all this false information. There was the guy from Christian on Channel 4 News. He went to the United States, actually knocked on somebody's door with this bit of paper, with a profile of the person who's knocking on the door. And this was from Cambridge, something to do with Cambridge Analytica, or the system they were using or something anyway. And he read it to her. He said, "This is what I know about you," and this is from her Facebook and other online activity. And she was "Oh, what, me? That's me. Yeah, that's definitely me." Yeah, she was a Trump supporter, and her husband was not. She's quite an interesting one. Living a bit fly on the wall in that house. Yeah, Joe Marios says, sorry, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. The swastika was only bad after World War II. Hitler, wasn't it? What he did with the film thing. Food production facilities are operating 24/7 and at full capacity, yes. It seems it's easy to get food into the UK from Ireland at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, because there's no barriers, is it? There's no checks, is there? Or was it the other way around? Oh, I lost the plot now. Can you wait with all the phytosanitary kicks off in July? Exporting foodstuffs from the EU into the UK. That is going to be an interesting. Oh God, my hand just clicked. That's going to be an interesting one when they start doing that. It's can't see that being very helpful. That and Ukraine. Multifaceted problem, isn't it? Getting foodstuffs. I've said before. I know. I think the supermarket's done a brilliant job. How they managed to keep that food going with all those problems. Because they have had severe issues, haven't they? Even though I know some supermarkets have been empty. It was on shelves then. I don't know. Let's make a cardboard cutout or print a cardboard. Asparagus, print asparagus on it, and carrots on it, and stuff like that. Fool the people, make it feel like the shop it's full of stock, but it's not. But they have done well. 3 in the afternoon. Whereabouts are you just saying? Oh, you're in California, weren't you? Yeah, California. I remembered. Check you out. This one is the old Hindu symbol. Oh yeah, sorry. Adopted by the Nazis. But fish! Of course.
They're now British fish, and they're better and happier
You're
fish.
right, Glasgow. They are a lot happier, aren't they? The Italian economy is larger than Russia's. Crikey, we think about that. That's nuts, isn't it? They spent it on the pension scheme. Oh, there. And look at the pensions. Oh my God, what's the UK pension? I don't know what is that meant to be honest. It's about 7,500 or 10,000 or something a year. And like Sweden's like 25,000. That's nuts, isn't it? That's nuts. It's just, how do people manage it? And it's not cheap to live in the UK, is it? They're all opening up. Let the COVID spread. Ireland. Of course, yeah. Of course, they're happy. No one's. They're not actually. No, I'm sorry, Christian. No, sorry, that P. Dallas. No, they're not happy. They're all swimming in poop, aren't they? Now, someone left a comment on my post. It sounds a lot. Yeah, I was just streaming what your idea is. And so someone said about how you eat the fish, fished around the UK, because obviously it's swimming in poop. To clean it, like all the bivalve mollusks and what have you, mussels and that. Well, you need to depurify them, depurify them. So you need a depurification system. Now, when I used to go cockling with my grandfather, with a bucket, my little weddy boots on, and we go cockling. And we have all our cockles, and we'd have a bucket, and in that bucket, we took all the cockles in with water, and that water would be a bit of salt water, you know. But when we took back home, we'd get them in a bucket of fresh water, clean water, all the cockles, and we'd chuck some flour in there. And the cockles are then like, because they're filter feeders, to clean them out, you clean them out, and you put a bit of flour in, it feeds them. But when you do depurification, you don't do that. You don't put any flour in, you basically use salt, replicate the water that they live in, and cleans all the system. Effectively, you make them really hungry. They starve to death if they get too old. And hello, Wally. Oh, let's take these off. Don't need them in my ears a minute. Hello, Wally. Hi. Who wants to see a Wally dog? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, that's enough. Oh, ugh. What have you been nicking? This is Wally. Did I pinch you? Oh, thank you. Right, Phil, what's that film about? Something about Mary, the old woman in the flat. Gross. What? Really? That's a big tongue you got. Yeah. This is Wally, this is. 12, aren't you? You got 12 last week. And we baked him a cake. We did, yeah. The candle on it and everything he did. He wasn't keen on the candle, no. We had to blow it out for him. Didn't we? Okay. All right. But he's a lovely boy. Thank you. But he can be quite demanding. Now, when we first got Wally, he would, we left him in the car, he'd eat all the seatbelts, which wasn't very good. And he ate my GPS, didn't he, from Mobile, because I had it in the car at the time. That wasn't very good either, was it? But you have calmed down a lot. He doesn't do that anymore. No. But he loves to play ball. He loves to play tug of war with teddies. We go to the Brocan or the Vigrenia. The Vigrenia's like car boot. And we go get all these teddy bears for like 10p. 10 centimes or something stupid like that each. And he can then rip them up. He keeps them, runs around the garden with them. But if he gets kind of like excited, he starts ripping them into pieces, don't you? Isn't that nice? He doesn't have bad breath though. At least that's one good thing. So yeah. What's that? You put paw up. What's that? Oh, really? Okay. Right. Okay. Again. Right. Anyway, what are people saying? You can read this for me. You can be my co-host. Yeah, he's a lovely little guy. Yeah, he does love it. He's sport rotten, I'll tell you. He sleeps on my bed as well, doesn't he? He's got his own bed. I made him a 4-poster. Yeah, he's got a 4-poster bed. And Wally written on the front of it. Yeah, a scroll sword on the front of it. And do this for things if you would work, can't you? Anyway, he's we tuck him up. Put the covers on and stuff. And then about 10 minutes, what he does, 10 minutes later, he goes, he'll get himself a drink, go water, don't you? And then he whines at the side of the bed, and I have to tap the bed, and he jumps on the bed, don't you? And crawls up on the ball in my feet, and I get really uncomfortable. It's true, isn't it? That's right. Oh dear. Yeah, okay. Thanks for that. Yeah, photo sanctuary and sanctuary for that's when you need to get your vets involved, and we haven't got enough vets in the UK. There isn't actually enough vets in the whole of the EU, so that's going to be a, you know, that's going to be a big problem. And I don't think they're building any. Oh, careful, careful! He did a jump. I got a suicide jump. That was, Wally. Yeah, I don't think they do. I know he's sitting in front of my lights. Okay, that's right. He's in front of the fire. I'll leave him there. Okay. In France, like Cali, I don't think they're actually building any lorry parks at all, as far as I can tell. So no. Joe Morrell says the fishy side has reached Scotland. What? The fishy side has reached Scotland. Say it's not. That isn't so. What do you mean the fishy side? What's the fishy side? I'm confused. Enlighten me. Anyway, considering Priti Patel ancestors were starved to death by the British, what she said was totally, yeah. She's horrid. She's a horrible creature. You know, her suggestions are controlling migration, and as you know, the migration's gone up and not down because of Brexit. People bought that one, didn't they? You know, with Nigel Farage's Breaking Point poster. Sounds like healthy benefit or the only thing is, Chris, isn't we're not all like that. We're not all, you know, not everyone's a xenophobe, are they? It's just I did escape. Maybe I was only young, but my kids definitely aren't. They're, you know, if anything, they were. I tell you what my kids were. They're very lefty, you know, and then they sort of got a little bit more. Sort of a centre left, sort of not centre left, not quite as left. They were very Corbyn, and yeah, it's Corbyn sympathisers. Yeah, Cash Dummy, it's Wally. Yeah, but I didn't buy into him, to be honest. It's not everything. Not everything I thought was bad about Corbyn, but I just couldn't relate to him. Ooh, Zebediah Dons. Yes, do another woodworking video, Marcus. I've actually got 4 woodworking videos I got ahead of. I just all of a sudden, because the channel just turned around, I've been trying to set this up. You know, get my head around it. I've spent a lot of time trying to learn it, really. You know, because obviously it's the software, and live stream wasn't something I was ever really planning on doing. It really wasn't. You know, I didn't think I was going to be any good at it, and I still don't. There's only really since I went to Ginger Island with Graham Hughes, I got enough confidence to say, okay, I'll give it a go. Even so, it's like yeah. Oh, not so much today, but normally I'm a nervous wreck before I go. I'm always late. Today I wasn't, but 1 minute if that. But I'm always late, and I was kind of panic, and then I make more mistakes. So yeah, I think the trick was making sure I got clear in my head what I'm doing. So yeah, it's not complicated stuff doing this. You know, it's not complicated once you get your head around it. And you can just do it straight from your phone. You know, I do my workshop when I do live videos in the workshop for Wally Bar, and I just do it straight on my phone at the moment. Later on, I want to do multi-camera thing in the workshop, because this really would really lend itself to the multi-camera setup, couldn't you, with the different machines and on the bench, over the bench, and stuff like that. So you can have the whole thing set up. Doing live streaming, you could really bring the whole thing into quite a nice little package as a live stream. But at the moment, I don't have a huge amount of people. Obviously, on about, peaks usually around 15 people. So it's only a tiny little stream at them, but it's only a small channel, and then you just start doing it. So regard live streaming. So it's new for me. Christian Cruz says Irish fishermen beat the Russian Navy. They will hold their drill somewhere else. I'm in favour of Corbyn's policies, but not Corbyn. Yeah, fair point. Says RC. Chat your at. Joey Marios. Being Irish, I'm naturally biased. I prefer Tuboya. I don't know what that is. It's a local product. Tuboya. Is that a fish or something? I don't know. Yeah. Come down hard. Oh dear. Alexander Boris Fethel Johnson's getting his Operation Save Big Mutt cronies. I designed a t-shirt on that. Yeah, Operation Save Big Dog. Cronies to blame his wife for the parties. Oh dear. He's thrown his missus to the wolves. Still not a bad idea. No. I've tasted it's not bad. Okay. I find it harder and harder when talking about not to sound anti-British, which I'm absolutely no same here. But Brexit makes it hard. Do you know what? Colin, yeah, because when I do my videos, I'm quite yeah, but it's not because I'm anti-Brexiter. That's a problem. Especially those who haven't, accepted. I find it even difficult with those who have accepted they've made a mistake. I can relate. I respect that. Like they've seen the light, but I still find it very difficult. Cause I think, what you're an idiot. I'm sorry, but look what you've done to people and me, my family, and your families. Took away our rights. Freedom of movement is a big thing. It's not just you're not just ripping it away from people coming into the UK, are you? Ripping it away from yourselves. How stupid is that? Your opportunities, you've lost opportunities. You've lost more than they've lost. They've lost access to, the ability to travel, love and work and what have you in the UK. They can still do the other 27 member states. What we've done is we've blocked ourselves from 27 member states. We've only got one. It doesn't make any sense. Who in the right mind votes for that? Put that cross in the wrong box. Who does that? Really? Yeah, if you're a rocker. So it's very hard to respect, isn't it? I think so. Corbyn was too pig-headed, yeah. I don't know if he's pig-headed or not. Megan, when you look at his brother, oh my God, what's going on there? Yeah, Piers Corbyn. Something not quite. It's not all the ticket there, is there? Seat up again. Seat get. Give me a chair as well. My chair in my office downstairs it's actually like an easy chair. Now what I've done is I raised it and I put all casters on top. So it's now my office chair, and it's okay. But I'm finding it more and more slouchy in there, and I'm getting backache. And I need a proper chair really. But there you go. Chairs are blooming expensive, I described it as locking yourself out on purpose. Yeah. Shoot yourself in the foot. So if buying smoked salmon, beware the difference between smoked Irish salmon and okay. We've got foodies on here. We've got some foodies. Who eats panga? It's fished in the Vietnam estuaries, right near the sewage outfall. But there again, it's no different to fishing around the UK at the moment. They also use pregnant women urine or something. Because I found usually it's farmed fish. They're fished in cages, but not nice. They all got crushed in these cages in the water. Animal rights is important. London says Brexit idiots. Oh, cheers. Shoot your wood device holders again. Oh, show your wood device holders. Oh, these wood device holders. There you go. Yeah, that one there that I've made for my laptop. Just get it at the right angle. Because otherwise, when it's laying, it's hard to see what you're doing, what have you, and also it just feels really uncomfortable. Because when you've got these things beside you, which I also made, on these wooden wedges, I literally made it of old floorboards. These are the old floorboards that came out of my bedroom. I had to renew the floor in the bedroom, but obviously you left a load of wood that I could use. So that's what this is. That's just old oak floorboard and a bit of oak on the bottom there. But yeah, it's just a little wooden wedge, which I can set on. It's got little protectors on there for the soundboard. And then the one from Stream Deck, which is this thing here, and that's in cherry. So yeah. They're quite good. And then that's my microphone, which is literally an offcut from my where we had to cut the floor out to accept the new stairs that I've built, which are also very rustic. They're not rustic as in rough. They're all tactile and lovely, and you know, sort of touchy feely, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, they're quite chunky staircase. Yeah. So if I can make it, I will. Include my phone holder actually. They phone holder, their basic one. I haven't got my Star Wars ones on there. Where are they? Although that's my office. So yeah. Is there much difference between these two cameras? Because the camera over here, this one, that camera is the one I was using before. And that's the Logitech 930E or something. Anyway, it's Logitech camera. And then this one, is hugely different. I think we need to ask that's a silly question. Yeah, a big difference from what I can see anyway. Cheers, Glasgow. I really appreciate it, mate. You're most kind. Hedgehogs need all the help they can get. I really want to see the UK back in the EU. So I do, mate. I can't see it happening though. I really can't. But needs to sort stuff out. Yeah, it's gonna be a long time, isn't it? It's not just the fact we've got the political representation, it's all the damage they've done. And when you got the UK, yeah, at the end of the day, they are still the government, and they're signing up to deals that's made them liable for those deals, and they don't just disappear. They'll have a time period, which is like a renewal period or whatever, but still, they're still a legal requirement. While they're in place, they're not compatible with the EU. So what do you do? It's just going a long while, hasn't it? I don't know how long these trade deals are that little old Liz Trustless Trust has been signing up to. Are they 20 years, 10 years, 5 years? I know the rollover ones are relatively short, aren't they? They're just, but still. Pillar says, what's it? Yeah. They need to convince the public and then all major parties, then nullify the capitulations signed to Japan, Austria. Can they actually do that though? Peer does. Can they actually nullify them? If they nullify them, wouldn't they have a financially penalised unless there's a get out clause in them, like Article 16? Oh, okay, timber. Say timber. Less hard on. Okay. Don't mention wood in the USA. Say timber. Okay. This is lovely oak timber. This one, that's oak timber. That's made from old barn wood. It's actually floorboards. And then this one here is also, this one's actually made from sapele. This is all wood I've got, you see, the offcuts I got, you see. So just, you know. But the actual back panel for my laptop one, that's actually an old oak French door panel. I just cut down into size. And then this one is cherry cerise. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, but it's timber. So okay, and we nullify all the capitulations signed to Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and then we join with without rebates. No, it'll be the same deal that everybody else gets. They've probably got to penalise us now as well, because obviously we've been such an ass. Well, you leaving the EU has cost this much. We want it back. In negotiations, they'll be negotiating that for like 5 years. Also, what passes as the UK today will as separate UK? What passes as the UK today will join the EU as separate countries, possibly. Well, Scotland is likely to leave if they get their vote. Somebody said they didn't be penalised. Like there'll be a big withdrawal payment. I don't buy that. Who's got the upper hand? That's the thing, isn't it? Once the vote's gone through and accepted that Scotland's leaving, who's got the upper hand? Everyone said, you know, the Brits were like, "Where we got the upper hand." Didn't look that way. It doesn't look that way now. All the BMW and the Mercedes car manufacturers, they didn't come to rescue Brexit, did they? For the British, no. Oh, so yeah, of course they already have. They've been drawing up treaties for decades now, haven't they? All these other countries, effectively third countries, they've got trade deals. See, some things aren't the problem regarding the WTO. You know, timber, for instance, there's no tariff on timber, but you've still got all the phytosanitary stuff to think about, which can be a bit of a problem. Scotland becomes independent. All the UK new trade deals will only be valid on England and Wales. Then what if Wales leave? It's possible. Although they're Brexiters, not all of them. Whenever I say anything about Wales and they left the EU or voted to leave the EU, I get a string of comments saying that's all the British, all the English in Wales that swayed the vote to leave which then swayed Wales. I don't know if I buy that. If they got a right to vote anyway, they've got a right to vote. If that's where they're living. But no. And also, we're all mixture anyway, aren't we? So, are you really that Welsh? Yeah. Okay. Chris Fisher, yes. Wales will leave too, and what's left of England will be a shell shocked and humiliated. Can't say the rest, but yeah. FPTV will have to be scrapped. Yep. But any kind of UK is allowed to rejoin. What if they get the CPTPP? The Comprehensive Partnership Trans-Pacific something or other. Yeah. Which is a doubter, because if Justin Trudeau gets his way, he's going to veto him, because they say he wants the UK to accept the hormone-treated beef from Canada. To be more important meat. Even less opportunity for British farmers to, to get their head above the water. At the moment they're treading and they're drowning. Farmers in England. Anyway, we've had issues with Dutch ovens. Buns in the oven? No?
Of bunny hugging.
Maybe. The EU-Japan deal is a third cheaper than a lower UK spec model. An EU-Japan trade deal is awesome. I can now buy a car from Japan 1/3 cheaper than a lower UK spec model from the UK. Really? You talk about the oh yeah, I got you. Crikey, that's interesting. CPTPP, the comprehensive something or other, comprehensive partnership or something. No, comprehensive I can't remember what it stands for. Blimey. It should be Glasgow. RC replying to Glasgow Kiss. It should be, but this is not a requirement of EU membership. What did Glasgow say? It will have to be scrapped before. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. You can buy US meat at Costco stores in the UK. You know when this meat travels all that way, it's part frozen. It can't stand. It can't unless it's air freight, which is not. It's done by container, and it's part frozen on its journey. Yeah, before they can still call it fresh as long as it's the temperatures only dropped so far, but still part frozen. So it's not really fresh, is it? And besides, it's travel quite a ways across the Pacific, not across the Pacific, across the RC. Glasgow's replied to RC saying, I think it will become a requirement as the EU will be fearful of it happening again in 5 years after joining. There will be no UK political stability. We haven't got any political stability now, have we? You know, technically Boris Johnson should be gone by now. But they got no one to replace him with. They got no one with his charisma, or air quotes, with his charisma. Gift of the gab, whatever you like to call it. No, they haven't. You know, and Liz Truss has proven that no way she's going to be the next Prime Minister. And then you got Richie Snake, who gives COVID loans to his wife for a business that was already on the on the precipice of bankruptcy. 1.5 million, which sounds like a drop in the ocean when they talk about billions for trace and track and trace, what we call it, track and track. Well, I can't even remember what's called these days. But yeah, 1.5 million to his wife's Mrs. Wordsmith or something it's called, I think it was, and 1.5 million to her business, which he used to be before he became a Tory minister. He was also in that business, and it was going under, and it got a loan, COVID loan. Why? It was, it wasn't a profitable business. It went under for, I can't remember what it was, for 9 or 15 million. No, 16 million. It went under for 16 million. So that money's lost. Yeah, so it went bankrupt. Oh, you're talking about proportional representation, of course, Glasgow Kiss. That's what we need, like they got in Holland, for instance, in the Netherlands. Proportional representation. And everyone gets a chance. Even Farage in UKIP, he might have got 1 seat. Maybe. That'd be interesting. But it would. Everyone gets to say then, don't they? But how can you argue it? The system you have at the moment is just nuts, really. It doesn't make any sense. Peter does. I wonder what the UK expects of the CPTPP since it has free trade agreements with all members except for Malaysia. Good point. And Brunei, and would need to accept hormone treated, yes, meat, or Canada will veto, yes. Justin Trudeau, that's what he's been saying. I did a video about that a few weeks ago. No, last week it was. Yeah, did a video about last week. It was, yeah, that'd be funny though, wouldn't it? Justin Trudeau vetoed the UK. they should be used to it getting vetoed. Oh, France vetoed them enough, didn't they, before they come into the EU? Well, yeah, wasn't EU then, was it? I'm sort of like you reading out Dutch oven. Really? So London says, I'm still laughing at you reading out Dutch oven. Well, I don't know what it meant. It's when you pass wind in bed and put the cover over someone. I'm going to do it to the missus now. I didn't know that. Oh, that's what you call a Dutch oven, is it? If a conservative was here, he might be able to confirm that because he's Dutch. Dominic Reeve, yeah, Dominic, he's alright, but Tory. Should have been a Tory leader contender, but Boris kicked him out. Yes, he did, amongst others, including nephew of Winston Churchill. Yeah. Well, Dominic Reeve was the one who's doing the Russia report, wasn't he? He was getting really frustrated because he wanted, he wanted it out there. Spent a lot of time working on that, I suppose. It exposes people, doesn't it? No, you're right, Glass Cliff. There's no way the UK is going to be accepted by. It'll get vetoed anyway if you're talking about rejoining the EU. France, for instance, I'm sure they've had enough. If you read any of the French press, it's worth a read actually in some cases, and it translates okay sometimes. Sometimes a bit odd, but if you can't read French. But there's a lot of a lot of it's like facepalm, what the hell's going on there, but also there's they had enough. The French people as well, they're getting a bit pissed off of it. Some people don't give a damn. They say, well, I'm not interested in that, especially around here, in rural France, in Limousin. People aren't bothered. They just, Brexit doesn't affect us. It does though. It does, but they can't say it. That's just like Brexiters. But there's a lot of support here for Marine Le Pen in this area of France. Saying support Marine Le Pen, there's actually Macron's done very well at the moment. Might be all the money he keeps giving the people. I just got another nice payment, goes straight into my bank. Oh, okay, that's from tax office. I know we have to pay them. No, I got payment back. And so there's energy crisis. So it was that one, and then we get every year we've been getting for ages. We get a payment from them. Usually in March, I think it is around 240 euros. We get back an energy check, which you can use to pay your electric bill, and everybody gets this. You know what I mean? So it's it's like a dividend, really. I suppose I think EDF is French owned, isn't it? That's probably money's been filtered out of the UK for the UK EU. Bill's fine. Comic. A windmill under. Yes. Okay. Saucy. Smelly. Now, Britain is very worried about Russia's relationship with its bordering neighbours. How is it going to with Ireland and France? It's very worried about Russia's relationship with its bordering neighbours. How is it going to? How is it going with Ireland and France? Well, we don't have that problem with Ireland and France. Macron, for all his ills, he's actually a very diplomatic person. He's very I know he's an ex-banker or something. His usual sort of anti-Macrons. I ain't got no problem with Macron. I'm not saying I love or I hate it. I don't really know too much about him. But from what I can see, he's streamlined a lot of stuff, especially in the healthcare. And also what he's done for the nurses here. He gave them a considerable pay rise for a start. He's also give a pension. What's a pension? I think it's like a pension for those children. If, for instance, they lost their parent because they're working a healthcare worker, and they lost a parent to COVID, they get a pension. like a bereavement pension thing, a payment, a monthly payment. So they do a lot for the people here. And the nice thing about this payment thing that we've been getting, we've had two. We get the one every year anyway, and then we had an extra one in because you have to be on, if your income's under a certain level, which mine is, you get another €100 each person in the house. So it's quite nice, So I don't feel. I tell you what it is. I pay a lot more tax than I ever done before. If I'm absolutely honest, apart from VAT, I paid a lot of VAT. But I do feel I'm getting something for my money. I know you get a little bit back, but it's just that we've got really good healthcare. We don't have to wait for anything. It's like Carol's had a few problems recently, and everything's been quick. You get your blood test one day, and it comes in the post the next. The results do, and you get a copy of it. You can see for yourself. Yeah, and it highlights if the levels are out. So you pretty much understand, so there's a problem there. So you go to your doctor afterwards, and your doctor say, well, that's don't worry about that. That's probably because of this. Blah, 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 that's fine. Or, you're not left wondering. You're not stressing. Oh, God, what's wrong with me? You don't get any of that. Everything's so quick. You get a good indication in a fairly short period of time. And this is, this recent, even COVID, they've been busy. So it's harder to get an appointment, but it's not impossible, and it's still, you're not waiting like weeks. With a doctor, you'll get, quite often you'll get an appointment the same week. So it's been quite good. I know we are rural France here, but they have been busy. And the COVID rate here in the Limousin or the Nouvel Aquitaine is quite high at the moment. So it's that is obviously an issue. But it's yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling on and that. Sorry about that. How does Macron have? How long? Well, elections are this year, so by the end of this year is the elections. But if you look at the polls, he's way up there. Marina Pen's in third place at the moment. I think she's losing an appeal, or she's gonna beg her father for some more money, to give herself a bit of a push. But she has got a following, obviously. But I think her following has become diluted somewhat with all the anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. You right, Wally? Oh, okay. You started breathing fast as all. Well, you stop now. It's probably right in front of the fire. The power from fire is probably a bit smelly. Oh, good night, Pierre Dallas. Have a good night, mate. You need to rest your eyes a bit. Good night, buddy. Yeah, I'll have to do the same myself. I will do, buddy. Yeah, Bombay. Okay, I think that one's bot. Let's get rid of that. Okay. You can pretty much assume that those weird comments are porn sites. Because I have looked. It's research. Oh, yeah. Hello, Vertigo. In the UK, they got £1 trillion checks. I know, that's what Boris told me. Yeah, he's my old pal, he is. Yeah.
Kipper.
Lovely guy. But Boris Johnson does not lie. Nadine Dorries said that, apparently. So it must be true. Flowers for Amsterdam for the 14th vows. Where? Ooh. Well, you've got problems in the UK, haven't you, regarding daffodils and tulips bulbs and any plants that come from the harvest of things. One of the things I can see happening, which I think has been mentioned actually by the farmers, and they're not they're not investing. The farmers aren't investing in their crops for this year's seasons because they can't guarantee they're going to get enough staff. So they've limited their so you got that, and then you got Ukraine, and then you got phytosanitary. talk about really damaging yourself. It's just madness. You know, if farmers aren't going to put the seed in the ground, are they, or even till the ground, if they can't get anyone to harvest the crop, no one's going to pay for it. There's got no crop to pay for, so you're not going to be able to. You know, they're not going to be able to have a cash flow. It's madness. No one will ever want. Yeah, I think you're right. Vertigo and Glasgow's right on that as well. I just can't see anyone wanting to leave. Okay, Glasgow. Oh, cheers, buddy. Nadine Dorries is shooting my local deer. What was that, David? Hello, David. I didn't see you there. Does she hunt? Does she? Does Nadine Dorries hunt? Hunt her. I've got a compound bow. I'm quite a good shot as well. I'll get her. Long way though, isn't it, from France? Don't think I'll fire that far. Promise it tells the truth. After exhausting all other options. Oh, cheers, buddy. This live chat has been perfect, Marcus. Great interaction with the commenters. Oh, well, you're here, aren't you? Got to talk to somebody. Get lonely otherwise, you know. Got to talk to myself. So, I can't believe that. Well, I can believe that because I can't know what you expect. £1 trillion. Well, the UK is going to be like post-war Germany, isn't it? What I can see. Inflation. You're going to get your loaf of bread with a barrow full of pound coins. Just get your loaf of bread. Be nuts. Oh, sorry, there you go. So Glasgow Kiss says they are porn, Marcus. Most are smart enough not to use them. If you need oh yeah, oh that'd be cool. Yeah, I could do. Any help is appreciated, buddy. Oh, the La Torquette agreement, the treaty. It was actually signed at La Torquette, which basically puts customs officials on, French customs officials on British soil, and British customs officials on French soil. Terre de France. Alright, so how are lizards? Vertigo, how are lizards? Does Vertigo have lizards? Simon says, Johnny K saw a mumbling fin turning bark chips into bread. Got to be better than human hair. Yes, there's human hair in some supermarket bread. Mad Monk says, I was a sniper in my military days, many moons ago. Now get Nadine Dorries in your sight, will you? Yeah. You're on a mission. David says, Nadine's more into make it so... Oh, as a minister... Oh, God, really? As a minister of state. Okay. She thought the public paid for Channel 4. She didn't realise it was a commercial station. And she said that in the committee meeting. Yeah, no, it's been interviewed by the... what they call it now. Oh, nuts. Guys, my favourite. Oh. It was falling from the roof all the time. Your lizard. We have wall lizards. Oh, wall lizards here. And then we've got those amphibians, the fire dragon amphibians, the black and yellow ones, which you must touch for them neurotoxins in the skin. Yeah. Well, the dogs, be careful of the dogs because they put them in their mouths. Not good for the dog. No, not at all. Just look, would be required to make illegal entrance and fail to summon six back. Yeah, but back to where? Check you out. Ferries are just like airlines and would be required to take illegal entrance and failed asylum seekers back. Can't do that with someone who arrives in a dinghy. No. Especially if they've got a passport. That's the thing, isn't it? You don't know where they're from. You can't send them back to France. France don't, come on, you're in our waters. You're not allowed to do that. That'd be criminal. What poor French do for breakfast? Yes. Oh, not just black coffee. They also do something. I think it's quite common. You know, with the old baguette, you have your baguette, and by no time at all, well, that same day, it's stale. The following morning, and I quite often have hot chocolate in the morning, especially the kids. They dunk the dry baguette in the hot chocolate or black coffee. So the poor, obviously, there'll be black coffee for the people who are poorer. Coffee is probably more expensive than chocolate here. And a croissant dipped in. Oh. It's actually surprisingly nice, actually. I didn't. Who told me about that was my neighbour, Violette, and she'd suggest, she told us what they do. That's what they do with their stale bread. We were just giving it to our chickens at the time, and but it's actually quite nice. Yeah, you need good chocolate, not rubbish old chocolate. Yeah. Channel 4 is partial, but that's not what she was saying though. She's trying to make out that it's fully public funded. Nadine Dorrance has a fluffy hat like Truss. I want a fluffy hat. I think they call that it's like a hunter's, like a Russian hunter's hat or something. Yeah, they come with floppy ears on the side. I've got some hats like that, but I want one of them big fluffy ones. I saw some that are huge. If I find one. The thing is, you go on Amazon and find them, but you don't know what they're like, do you? It would fit on your head, probably fall off on me. Well, not me. I've got a big nugget. Big nugget. Fat bum. That's me. No. Proof that you can be privately educated. Yeah, there you go. But Nadine Dorries, she's a novelist. Well, that Victoria Prentice woman. They're all, that's the thing that I don't understand. There's so many Tories. There's Dominic Raab. They don't know their job. And Truss. Look at her in Russia. Sergei Lavrov. Yeah, who is this woman? She's crazy. She doesn't understand geography. And then we've got Dominic Raab. He doesn't understand that. No, but it's quite important, actually, isn't it? Yeah. And Nadine Dorries. Oh, God. Do you have to go any further? These people in government. Ah, it's an Ushanka hat. I think that's what I saw on Amazon, actually. I have been looking. Ushanka. The thing is, I kind of... They only look... The ones I've seen, they only look authentic if they're actually fur, but I don't want a fur hat, really. Ideally, no. Oh, I'd wear it if it's... Yeah. If it was there, I'd have... Yeah, but I wouldn't deliberately go out there and... No. Kill an animal just so you can have a fluffy hat. You can't even use Nadine Dorries as you know... She's not, it's not fluffy enough. No. Last clip, he loved James O'Brien's that rant on Dominic Raab. Dominic Raab, Dominic Raab, Dominic Raab. I suspect that the political normality returns to the UK. We will get some great comedies about the Brexit era. This could be a flipping movie. It's going to be a Steven Spielberg movie. Or Stanley Kubrick or something like that, you know. Like Clockwork Orange. What was the the film? Does it Get Short or something? Not Get Short enough. The film about that last recession, how they shorted mortgages and what have you. Is it called The Big Short? I think it was The Big Short. You got that woman in the bath doing a commentary with a glass of champers or wine or whatever, and she's, you know, a saucy woman in the bath explaining what's going on. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool film. Oh dear. Yes, trust virtues of KGB. Trained observers. You know, you don't have to like the guy, Sergei Lavrov, do you? But the man he's no fool, is he? You know? Am I wrong? Isn't any women in the Russian government? I imagine they've been really sexist. But I might be wrong. Brexit movies would be the new Carry On movies. We need Sid. Chris Fisher says it's almost that you can teach someone to talk well, but you cannot make him think well. No. These people talk smart while being completely dumb. Yes. Now, one of the little videos, I had a little clip of a farmer guy, and he's been interviewed by some about his farmer friends, and it's a really good response he had. Yeah, he's gone on about, like, you know, voting, like Turkey, voting for Christmas and stuff. And he was saying that a lot of his farmer friends were they're either packed up or gone out of business. You know, they got out of it, out farming. So yeah. Yeah, try. Don't forget your geography book. God, Bennett. Brexit horror movies. Yes. Cardboard Veggies Revenge. I feel like what's it, Rotten Tomatoes or something. That crazy film. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it think. No. That's very true, Glasgow. Yes. The Big Short, that's it. The Christian Bale, that's right, I remember now. He's doing all that mathematical stuff, wasn't he? Yeah, but the banking crash. Yeah, shorting the mortgages. And people lost lots of money. They lost their homes. Endowment mortgages, oh my god. We had an endowment mortgage for a while, then we changed it to a fixed rate mortgage. You didn't know where you are. You just felt you're just paying off interest constantly. Your balance isn't reducing. Yeah, it's funded by advertising, but it's publicly organisation. Oh, I see. Yeah. Colin Barrett says Lavrov, Sergei Lavrov, Liz Truss's counterpart, is the one person in the Russian government the UK government could actually engage with on a serious level. And who do they send to talk to him? She was stony faced. She just, it's like she had like a response book. You know, you can imagine her working in one of these call centres, you know, for NHS or something, you know. Yes, I've got pain in my arm. And they ask you, is the bone sticking out of the side? And you click yes. You answer yes, and they click yes. And they get to the next screen. Does it hurt? She just looks completely vague. There's no soul there. Besides, she holds the phone upside down. And wears crazy trousers. Looks like she's on the toilet. Bizarre people. I can't say it, but I'll show it though. Eating Hogwarts for advertising program sales, etc. Not government funding. Okay. You can bring a Tory voter to knowledge, but you can't make him think. We've got one good thing from Brexit and Trump. It's a spin image come back. Did you see that one? Trump said,
like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Yeah. All right, James. When he's sitting there, laying in bed with his missus, Ivanka Humpalump. Oh, yeah, Ivanka Humpalump. I'm not allowed to say it, so I'll be careful. But you know what I mean. And he's he's tweeting on his phone. And this thing comes out and starts. Oh no! It comes out of his butt, doesn't it? And he starts tweeting. Yeah. So he ain't got to do anything. Just talking out of his. Not some spitting image. I didn't think it was as good as the original though. But I would. Yeah, I suppose I'm biased really. Yeah. Everything seems better then. But the wagon wheels were bigger. Extra points for Trump. Yeah. Oh no. An annuity mortgage, whether fixed or variable rate, is your. I ain't got a mortgage anymore. Nope. I sold it in England. I vowed. I haven't got it here. Have I got it here? No, I haven't. It's downstairs. Glasgow's probably saying. I think he's saying it. I've when I was struggling with the business, what have you, I was having to pay people's wages, so I didn't. All our credit cards that we had, I barbecued them all. So I sold the house and we paid everything off. We barbecued melted them all together, chopped them all up and melted them in a mess. Yeah, so I won't have debt anymore. I haven't got any debt. The only debt I get is obviously your bill for the electric. I suppose that is a debt, I suppose, because you've already had the electric, haven't you? And then you pay your bill. But I've got no credit cards or any finance. Thank God. It's only because we sold the house and bought this place for pittance in France because properties were cheap. I think we're coming to an end. Oh my God, 3 hours 42 minutes again. Crikey. Oh, I suppose we're just chatting, aren't we? But it's getting. Oh my God, it's now 1 o'clock on France. So we will bring it to a close very shortly. I'm just seeing if I've missed anything. Oh, Matt Lucas, Lucy. Yeah, I love Matt Lucas. I love Little Britain. And that scene. Oh my God, that's. God, you know, if you've seen my videos, I usually put like Anne Widdecombe in. Everyone appreciates Anne Widdecombe, don't they? Cash Dummy. And the actual body is actually Madame de Vere out of Little Britain. Love plonked, blended in, and Widdecombe into the body. It's Matt Lucas in a fat suit, basically. So no, another other one as well was that Bitty. No, actually, that's American Pie. Who went? No, Bitty. Yes, Bitty. Bitty, mummy, Bitty. You can't beat a good wet nurse, can you? Leave that in the chat. Yeah, I love Matt Lucas. And his P takes on Brexit. Oh, quite hilarious. Brexit horror movies, cardboard veggies, revenge. Time flies when you have. Yes, Colin. It does. Yeah. Well, there's actually a flat thing, and I've stuck it on a wooden base to remind me. So it tells me no credit cards. Definitely not. Got my debit card, yeah, but obviously it comes straight at the bank, doesn't it? But that's not really an issue. Yeah, we barbecued it on the hot plate on the barbecue on the hot plate, not on the barbecue, obviously, yeah, on the hot plate. Yeah. Well, I had over 30,000 on credit cards and debt because I was trying to keep the business afloat during that recession. I had to pay the guys' wages. And it don't take long because what's happened is we were putting our invoices into the council, and always before I've never ever done it before, but kind of the recession hit, they're holding a bit back. Every single the case to the problem here, hold that back and go on to the next one. But then it became bigger and bigger, and our cash flow, the profit margins in the type of work we were doing with the councils, because obviously they cut you right down on price. There wasn't enough buffer in there to be able to sustain that. Even the discussions with them, it didn't change anything. They end up putting tenders out. They always put tenders out, but we used to always get the job. And when they start being more abide by the rules of tender, because obviously legally have to put 3 tenders out, which they did, but I used to always get the job. We got undercut on quite a big contract, and didn't pan out for them because the company went bankrupt. So obviously they were too cheap. So but anyway, that crippled us. So we had to shut up shop, pay off, make sure we paid our VAT bill, and all our debt. And I sold the house, and luckily we made the money on the house, but I paid it off and buy this place. When we had bought this house, the house was complete and utter wreck, and big holes in the roof and stuff like that. And there was a cow in the kitchen, an actual cow, and we had to do it up with 10 grand. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen, so I started to do some work here and what have you, and bit by bit, we managed to push it along. And it's not finished. It's pretty much done. There's actually lovely inside, what have you. It's a nice place, an old French stone farmhouse. But you could, to give you an idea how bad it was, you could barely see the house. It was just from the road. You definitely could see it was just overgrown and rubbish everywhere. I've just put some pictures on the post in the community chat or something. But blood, sweat, and tears. I can remember when the water froze and Carol's like, I can't live like this. She does. Yeah. It was tough. We dug our well by hand. What we didn't realise, there was a water source right behind the house. We could have tapped into that really easily. Instead, we dug an 8-metre well, which is like 6 foot across. It didn't have to be too deep because the water table here is high. But yeah, that was hard work, and everything we took out of that well went into the house. So we sieved everything, doing the old eco thing, and we sieved everything in with clay and what have you. They got used, they got reused. So yeah, nothing got wasted. But it was hard, and we were orange with all the clay. Our clothes were orange, and we're having to wash in the I had a wheelie bin set up. So basically the water that keeps filling into the well as we're digging it, so the pump in there, constantly pump water out. We had that go into into a wheelie bin. I had a bit of an old gas pipe coming out of it with a shower head on the end and a little submersible pump in the wheelie bin, and so on the black wheelie bin, so it'd heat, the recycling one, so it'd heat up in the sun, and that was our shower. That's how we washed ourselves on the front lawn. Well, lawn, the front field, meadow. Yeah, barely a lawn. It's grass. Tell you something, the chicken neck is hilarious. The front we were right on the bend. We got the road literally just there on the zone, detached, and everyone was just slowed up. What's going on there now? The house has been derelict for like 20, 30 years, and it's derelict, hasn't been lived in 20, 30 years. But what was quite interesting, a French lady came and saw us, and she grew up in that house, which was quite interesting. You know, she was in her early 60s. But yeah, it's a lovely old place. Ginger Giraffe says, I have 2 credit cards. I pay them both off every month. The thing is, that's what we were doing originally when we got our credit cards. And the first one we got was a Tesco's credit card. That was our first ever credit card. And we were doing that. Yeah, I'm still going. Crazy. It's a marathon. Yeah, so that's what we started off doing. But then, if you haven't got the money, you've got people's way. I couldn't not pay the wages. I just had to get the money from somewhere. And the company was already ending up in debt because of the overdraft. So we just had to do what we had to do. Just then got to a point of realisation and we decided that enough is enough, and that's it. We had to shut the door on it, which was really sad because it's some people been working for us for quite a while, and they lost their jobs. But it was going to happen anyway because the business was about to fold. So we took the sensible route out. Well, I think it was a sensible route out. But we weren't alone. A lot of people had the worse off than we did. So at least we're here now. So this was something we always talked about we were going to be doing, and it's kind of pushed us in this direction. So we found this old farmhouse, and then we renovated it. Still got jobs to do, but yeah, it's nice, and it's nice. And we're in a very nice area here. The countryside's lovely. Good one, yes it is. It's now 53, 7 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, I think. I'll get carried away, I don't know. Glasgow's saying to me actually, you really got to set yourself a time so it's like it comes to an end. And I do, I just, oh god, I can't get me going, and I just keep yap. I can't help it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us here. And Wally said, you were happy, aren't you, Wally? Yeah, Wally's he's laying in front of the fire over there. So, but if anyone's got any ideas for next week's stream, because we'll be doing the live again on Sunday, I'm gonna do another one as well. I think not necessarily this week. I'll see. I need to work out a good day to do it on. Should probably another maybe an early evening. So I don't know yet. Might do a daytime one. I don't know. So yeah. Cheers, buddy. Yeah. Glasgow says I only ever use cash, never credit. It's getting harder and harder to use cash here. Because I try and use cash wherever I can, but it's just problem is you can't. You've still got bills to pay. So it's all got to go through the bank. Night, Simon says. Yeah, cheers, Mad Monk. He said, yeah, I'm going to cut all minutes and then I'm going to call it. And then I'm going to go and order misses. I might do that Dutch oven. Oh dear. I have to rename that one. That's Dutch ovens. Well, that's more than diarrhea. That was so. Glasgow Kiss says Wednesdays or Thursdays seems a good day. Yeah, because you said about Thursdays before about doing like question time. You know, sort of knock off from question time to see what's going on there. I was going to do stuff. I had a plan that I was going to do something else, though. Where I was going to do like a Madden Doubtfire. I was planning to do it for Christmas and just do a regular stream as Madden Doubtfire, or at least videos. Be lovely. Can you imagine me in a wig, a bearded woman in a wig, and sort of strapped up in a dress? Getting fake boobs is not easy though. No. I thought that'd be quite funny. Doing the old Brexit thing. I could be like Brexit. I could be a Brexiter, like an old Brexiter woman. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? That's a lot of emotions there. That. Porn. Oh yeah. No. Not shaved, Glasgow. No, of course not. You're like the bearded woman. Like a circus trick. Circus act, that's it. We're a freak show. I'm a bit of a freak show as it is, so it kind of... Can you imagine? I got the wig. I got the wig. I just need to think about the clothing. It's not actually easy to find the clothing, actually, because we went to a second-hand place. That had loads and loads of clothing. Nothing in my size. No. and a good set of boobs are not cheap. I thought they were going to be cheap, but they're not. Unless you got, like, I suppose you could get a bra and pad it out, couldn't you? Get a load of silicone sealant. Like a mould, fill an old bra up with silicone sealant or something like that. And it might take a month to go off, but might be a bit firm. I get the missus. Yeah, she'd love that. She'd be hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, I will do. I'll say goodnight to Wally. The Cat in the Hat, French. Yeah, that would be fun. Anyway, I'm now going to bed. Because it is 2 minutes to 1 en France. And I think I really ought to go to bed, don't I? So we're going to end the broadcast. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. I do apologise if I've gone on a bit too long, but it just doesn't really matter, does it? I've been in front of the computer anyway, editing videos still, probably. That's what I do. And I hope the new camera's panned out well. And also got my new monitor here as well. That's made life so much easier, just having that, because I'm a bit of a visual person. And up there I've got my dry whiteboard, I've got my notes on top there. And, oh yeah, so it's coming together, I think. And also I'm learning, so it's quite new for me. That it is. I do love my stream deck. Oh, cheers, buddy, Chris. Yeah, that's very kind of you. So, 3 hours, Joe Rogan much. Yep, 3 hours. I wonder if I could do a marathon, like, do a 24 hours. I mean, that's possible. Bet my stream would go out at some point, wouldn't it? Probably lose internet. Oh my god, it's Welsh. Good night all, and sleep well. Yes, you too. Thanks. Yeah, then. Cheers, buddies. Cheers, Glasgow, Mad Monk. Yeah, see you too. I feel like a sail. You saw my video that I did when I was I did my editing. I clapped. I did a cut there. I forgot the editor. I just look like that for seal. I do. The Dean Dorries. Oh, there. Cheers, excellent. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. I've said that before already. Anyway, ta-ta. I must go to bed. I should just check the chat. No? Okay. How about a bit of music then instead? No? Maybe not. Have a juice as well.